Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Football Stooges. Another week of football for us to recap and a week looking forward for us to cover. This is the weekly football podcast where we break down football in the stupidest way possible.
And boy, is it stupid.
As it always is. Welcome to the show. I'm the host, Lob City, and I got this by myself. With me are our compatriots in Stoogery, and now here for 99.9% of all Football Stooges episodes, the Purell hand sanitizer with rum and coke in hand. It's Macedon.
Fuck Grills, that purple fat. Dumbass piece of shit. Fuck the Mets.
And there goes
Long
McDonald's
Mets.
sponsorship chances. Not that there were any anyway, but
It's almost been a year since I eat McDonald's. No, actually,
We were
it's been
so
some
close to
months.
getting Raycon too. What the hell, man?
But no, Phillies lost that one. The fucking bullpen went to shit.
What's
11
the-
ERA.
What's
11
the-
to the club.
ERA.
Welcome to the club.
What's the series right now between them and the Mets?
They lost.
Mets won. Mets won the
Oh, the
series.
Mets
They're
won
in
the
the
se-
NLCS.
Yes.
They go
That
face
means-
either the Padres or the Dodgers.
Does that mean
Lindor's
they're
killed him?
I have a Mets fan friend, so does that mean they're like a series win away from the World Series?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, they're in the championship
Yeah,
for the
I'm
Nationals.
pissed.
Damn. Okay. Next
They'll
up,
be
a man
playing
who
either,
probably doesn't think that baseball even exists. Mamba.
Hold on.
Because the Cubs and White Sox suck. No wonder he cares about them.
Yeah. Going to town on
White
that
Sox.
water.
The most losses
Are
of
historically
any,
bad.
Yeah, the most losses of any MLB team in modern history. Modern MLB history. I
Welcome
think.
to the baseball
Still
Stooges.
won the Panthers trade. Thank
Yeah, big time.
you.
Big time.
Guys, keep coasting off that.
Next up, a man whose arm probably hurts because he's been holding a Miller High Life right next to the camera for the past 5 minutes. It's Gorlami.
Damn straight, baby. We won.
I want you to know, did you ever see that video of when there were Miller High Lifes in Belgium, and Belgium has strict rules about what you can and can't call champagne, so they had to destroy bottles upon like pallets of Miller High Life because it's called the champagne of beers.
So we're
Really?
gonna overthrow the Belgian government because
I wanted to know if you shed tears when you saw that first video, because I feel like you did.
be most likely.
Most likely. And a man who is probably shedding
Fuck Belgium now.
Yeah.
Now I'm mad.
A man who is probably shedding a little bit less tears now that he has switched fandoms from New England to Tampa Bay. K-Duff.
I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. The Patriots lost. I'm now a Bucs fan.
Bandwagon.
I forgot to add one thing to my
Bandwagon.
intro. I just want to say
Also-
the NFC runs through the North. Let's go.
Damn straight, baby.
Maybe.
I mean, it's because neither of you want to say that the reason that is because of the Vikings, but... And you both know it's true. And now, I see it in both of your faces. I see it in both of your faces. You're like, yeah.
You would tell me another division where all teams are above 500.
Yeah.
Last year, AFC North.
No, this
I'm talking
year we're
about this year, you idiot. You guys
This
suck
year. This year, it's probably going to be the AFC North
You
again.
didn't say what
This
time.
year, it'll probably be the AFC North again. The Bengals will win like the last 8 games. The Steelers will somehow
You guys
finish
have the
9-8.
Browns.
The Ravens will
Bro.
You guys
win.
are automatically
Hold on,
shit.
hold on.
You have the Browns.
I search up ESPN on Google. The first thing that shows up is my history of searching up General Booty.
What?
Yeah.
No, there's a
University of
there's a
UL Monroe quarterback General Booty. That is his first and last name.
Mhm.
Legend.
Oh,
Absolute legend.
Fucking
That guy.
legend.
that's
That
a
guy.
legend
Yeah.
name.
Legend name. All right.
Oh
we
yeah,
got a
and
lot-
my college team beat Mamba's college team last week. It's the only
What's-
accomplishment we're gonna have.
Bro,
I have no comment on the Boston
like
College.
Purdue is
Eagles.
probably honestly the worst team in the Big Ten this year. I don't know if that's
Oh,
something
yeah.
to hang your hat on.
We're terrible, dude.
Oh, bad.
Like,
Well, you
it
know
is
the
so
worst team
bad,
of the
and
week was
Indiana
Alabama.
is so good that the battle for the Oaken bucket might be a 70-point differential, and I'm not
It,
kidding.
it actually
you know who
might
that's
feels
be.
like the
why
worst team right
that's
now?
why we put up 50 on them.
You know who feels like the worst team in college football right now? Alabama after losing to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Actually,
I-
UCLA is worse.
I do
I-
have some
I would-
choice words
Choke,
for
yeah.
what happened at the end of that game.
I don't know. I think UCLA Purdue would be a really, really bad game, but it would also be a good game because it'd be close. But yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that. If you guys haven't heard, both people here and the viewers, if you haven't watched any of Matt Mitchell's content, a guy who makes weekly videos about the SEC, they're hilarious. You got to watch this next one. This one he just recently made. Oh, it's so great.
Some of his stuff.
He does a character. He like is the school. He just dresses up in all of the school's uniform and out in attire and everything, and does one for. He's
like the Tom Grossi of college
just
football.
Throws the
Tom Grossi of the SEC. Of the SEC, yes, absolutely.
Okay,
and he does other stuff like with different drivers of the South.
mostly Southern related content, but his SEC stuff's great.
Anyway,
we got the crossover grid. We'll do real quick. Then we'll do This Week in Fantasy. We'll go to KDF News, look at the college football scheme, and then dig right into our Week 5 recap and then into our Week 6 coverage, as we're currently watching the San Francisco 49ers belt they ass on the on the Seahawks. It's getting a little closer.
Ass.
Yeah.
That
you
is
haven't
a
seen
statement you just made.
You haven't seen the trend people do where they take their belt or a towel at the end of a football game, and as they're going and shaking hands, they'll shake hands and they'll hit them on the backside with a towel or belt.
It's nothing new.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not very culturally inclined to the new stuff of football.
You're in Wisconsin.
Love, how many people did you spank in the locker room when you played football?
When you said belt,
teammates. I mean, in the locker room, we played O-line, so it was like everybody.
So in the locker room, how many people did you rat tail?
Oh my, we're not gonna go that far. Jesus Christ! The worst thing about it was we played at a field that was part of a local high school's like freshman facility, and because of that, their locker rooms were a little smaller, which was fine. We didn't have a huge team. We had probably under 50 players at most. But the issue was that it was the locker room and the bathroom, and it was like they were just connected. So there was always one lineman that always ate fucking like Chick-fil-A or something, and then just went into the bathroom and dropped the kids off at the pool, and it stunk the entire time because there's no ventilation in there. There's no ventilation in that locker room. It was just stank. Trying to get hyped for a game, and you're like, let's get rid of it.
We had a dungeon for a locker room back in the day.
Yeah,
it was the lineman and it was the lineman and me. We go to the family restaurant, pig out, get back to the locker room. All of us would have to take a shit. It would be you couldn't have the team meeting in the locker room anymore.
You had 50 players in your high school team? God, my high school barely had.
No, it was under.
Like 25. Under still. My high school maybe at best get 30. Maybe.
Ours was probably like
23 on our team.
Barely at 40. Probably below that. Because we had like
it was
obviously 22 for both sides of the ball, then like one or two specialists, a long snapper, kicker, and then we had some backups for most every position. So probably honestly closer to like the 30s, if anything. But yeah, I mean it was smaller size. It was still 11 on 11 and everything like that. But
I had the fullback three. I had the.
What?
What was your graduating class? How many?
It's weird because I both went to a high school and then I was also homeschooled. So for homeschool it was 1, but for high school it was, I don't remember. I think around 50-ish, maybe under. I don't know.
Still more than my graduating class. It was 100.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like schools were a really relatively new thing, back in your day. So like,
the farmers were having like 8 or 9 kids apiece. Like,
yep.
Hey, I gotta tell you, dude, you walked into that one, man. You walked, you sauntered right. Bam. All right, let's get into this crossover grade. Here we go. 10 career interceptions, defense. Richard Sherman.
I was about to say Rich Sherman for Seahawks San Fran, but.
Oh, I guess we could do that, yeah.
There's other ones you could pick anyway for the Seahawks.
10. Let's do Cam Chancellor.
Yeah.
Yep, Bam Cam. 1K return, Golden Tate.
Yep.
Ooh, no.
Metcalf hasn't fought anybody yet tonight?
No,
was that Lockett?
Never.
No, that was Walker.
Never. Oh,
Tyler Lockett.
I thought he never. I thought
played
he never did.
For head coach Bill Belichick. That was
Kendrick Bourne for the 49ers.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Kendrick Bourne's a better pick there. Not even a pick. Yeah, played for Bill Belichick. 10 career interceptions on defense.
Stephon Gilmore.
Gilmore could work. Lawrence Guy could work.
By the
Taylor
way,
did not have that many or something.
You
No,
guys
he
might
did
be able
not.
to see the northern light a little bit. It's a little bit out.
And my mom apparently tried to drive out somewhere without light pollution to see it, and she couldn't see shit, despite the fact
I'm in
apparently
a city,
everybody
there's
in
no
my
way.
town can see it.
Played for head coach Bill Belichick.
I can't see.
Danny, no, not Danny Amendola. Who's the other white ass receiver?
Julian
Not Wes
Edelman?
Welker. Julian Edelman. Edelnut. Random white guy in the Patriots. Tom Brady. No. Rob Gronkowski. No. Julian Edelman. No. Wes Welker.
Okay,
no.
Real talk. I'm thinking of try one of the McCourtys, Devin or Jason McCourty.
Oh.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee. That was a Niner. That's so many people. Let's do Roger Craig.
All right.
To get some bonus points for. Oh, really? Thought he would be.
Huh.
Okay.
Is Walker with a touchdown?
Terrell Owens.
T.O., yeah.
Yeah, he did get put in Hall of Fame, didn't he? Yep.
And his Bengals uniform. Yeah. Pro
return,
Football
punt
Hall of
return,
Fame.
touchdown.
10 receptions defense. Can I get a
Charles,
night
what's it?
train lane? Yes, let me get a night train lane. Yes,
And right next to
sir.
him, Devin Hester.
Damn.
Devin Hester.
Yep.
No,
The
They don't-
fuck?
they don't have him in yet.
I guess
apparently,
he's
to
not-
This.
Yeah.
They didn't update it, I guess. Let's do Coach Prime.
Oh, yeah, Prime.
Deion.
Deion Sanders.
Dion.
Dijon Sanders.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's, yeah.
Garoppolo, Montana, Dion,
Gilmore.
Richard Sherman. Yeah, let's see here.
Harvin.
Percy
Percy
Harvin.
Harvin.
Percy Harvin. So let's see what other options there was for Hall of Famer with a kick or punt return.
Ed
team.
Reed, Rondé Barber, Randy Moss.
OJ.
Yep. Rod
My
Woodson.
man.
Houston.
Tim
Leroy
Brown.
Kelly.
Oh, Randy
Floyd
Moss.
Little. Yeah.
Floyd
Little.
that's a-
Gale
That's a
Sayers.
fucking name. Yale
Hugh
Larry.
McElhenney? Really?
Yeah.
Also, how?
Elroy
How?
Hirsch.
Wow. Leo.
Leo.
Holy moly, Leo. That big guy, I would have, if I got a time machine, I would
Dale
go back and
Sanders, too.
find that out. How did he do that? Oh my gosh, Leo. Leo's huge.
Hold on, that's called Google.
It was like a big man touchdown?
Yeah.
Leo.
Nominelli.
Nomalini. With two
Nomalini.
L's. It's like a Sopranos character.
Ah,
Is there
Tony,
is there
got
footage?
Leo here.
Please tell me there's footage.
hold on. I was on Wikipedia.
Judging from the color and the fact and the lack thereof it over his picture, I doubt it.
Lynn Swan, Rod Woodson, Ed Reed was. I didn't know Ed Reed ever did it. Kick
Yes, he
return,
did.
punt return. Yeah, I would figure him for like interception returns. So nothing. Investigative reporter Macedon.
I'm checking. There's NFL films of him, but no, I don't know.
Yeah, probably nothing. It's too far back. But that's a big man. That might have been the first big man touchdown.
It might have been.
That might have been. That might have been the first in a season of many. All right. Let's.
Patriots almost had one time against Green Bay.
They did. Yeah, they kicked it short to a real big guy, and he just covered both hands
that
on
was,
it, and then
Yeah,
everyone
it was
blocked.
2 hands on the
Both
ball.
Forks had a couple big man touchdowns.
We won't
Some, like,
talk about the
pick up
we won't
fumbles.
talk about the 3 blocking the backs that happened on the way to take him down.
The
but-
refs were cheering for the big guy. You know it. They're like, "Come on, come on!"
It's a rare thing.
Oh.
Just let him play.
Watch
Apparently,
Mason
Leo-
Crosby just get obliterated.
Apparently, Leo also did like professional wrestling.
Wow.
No surprise.
NWA San Francisco.
Wow.
Interesting.
Is
Interesting.
it time for this week in fantasy,
It
gentlemen?
is time for this week in fantasy. Let's go
yes.
ahead and
It is
move on
time
over.
for this week in fantasy.
K-Duff is still fully defeated.
Why are we so?
Why am I still here?
together
Just a stuffer.
I don't want to be
Oh,
this close
you.
to Mamba.
I know you don't. All right.
sure?
Anyway, here we go.
Touching my back again.
Who? Bitch. Hey.
Muzzy was sick this week, so
Oh, what?
What?
I made it. Muzzy was sick.
Oh. What?
The fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, Mason was kind of ass last week. Or this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this trade, dude. This trade.
This Saturday night, there's not even gonna be a fight.
I will torture his body so that his soul learns to be humble.
I'm gonna knock him out round one, bitch.
God chose me for this fight. God is the teacher. Derek is the student.
Wait,
Wow, Black Templars and it would have been better if it was Iron Warriors.
Successive Horus.
He did what with the what?
Did what with the what?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because
Bad news.
Oh yeah, my Robert's fault.
Dacia Sandero. It's delayed.
oh no. Anyway, last week.
You're cool. Fuck you,
So true, so true.
Oh no.
I'm having a bad trip. We're having a bad trip.
I think we are tripping.
My side's so much scarier than yours.
Oh shit, your trip sucked.
Hell yeah.
Muzzy was
I am
sick.
so sorry. I'm so sorry that we're about to kill your career on Sunday.
you know I'm surprised. Here's what's funny.
Oh, he loves ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
what's funny is I can never beat Mamba. Mamba can never beat Muzzy, and Muzzy can never beat me.
And I can never beat anybody.
I can
Oh,
never
yeah, wait,
fucking
did-
beat.
did
I can never beat
supposedly- I don't
Lob.
remember. Real quick though, I don't know if we want to discuss a trade, but there was a trade between me and Kadoff. So the
There
trade
was.
Jordan Mason. So I had Jordan Mason, Trey McBride for DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. That's the trade.
So basically, it was just DJ Moore going to you, and you giving him 2 others.
Yeah, and if McCaffrey comes
basically the-
back, if
He's-
McCaffrey
yeah,
comes
he's
back,
betting on
it's a win.
McCaffrey coming back. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
still.
You're
Okay.
betting on
Bad.
McCaffrey coming back. Like, I'm
Yeah.
betting on
That's
Mason, him staying out, and Mason still being the bell cow running back. Which after the shoulder injury seems to put that in doubt a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's still
And I
playing right now.
lost,
So.
and I have 2 guys on IR right now, and it really pisses me
Oh.
off.
We'll find out who won the trade later. But
Yeah, down the line. But yeah. You guys like the fantasy video, even though it was my style, which is just chaotic, but
it was good.
yeah.
And
Still
it's
pretty
always
It's not
chaotic.
bad.
Need more
It's just-
anime. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, more. Can we get
I
more
thought
anime?
I thought Maston was like the one Warhammer reference I did. He did what with the what? Kill him! Just like
Yeah, I got some
both
of
guys
those.
stuck
Yeah.
on the bench.
I'm a Warhammer nerd too.
True.
Yeah, but I think it would have been better instead of Black Legion. It would have been Iron Warriors and Black.
Oh,
Templars.
that was just a video I found.
Oh my
I know.
god.
That was just a video I found. Anyway, before we start getting to
Actually.
Warhammer lore, and we're here for 8 hours, KDF News, everyone.
Oh, we're here for 48 hours of the news.
How about
Well,
that
now that's my
Jets
thing.
though?
See, the reference here is that the Black Templars are part of the Imperial Fist Legions. I'm screwed.
And that was
Okay.
KO News.
all right. Real talk.
We're getting nothing done. We are getting nothing done this episode.
No, we are not. So let's get it over with. All right. So injury news. We already got a few guys out for the year. Probably the worst one I've seen this week was Colts offensive tackle Will Freeze fractured his tibia, and they're lost to the Jaguars. He went under surgery for it in Jacksonville. Got immediately taken out of the stadium.
What?
It happened. It
Why
was
do you say
apparently a really
Jaguars
nasty
like that?
injury.
Why'd you
Yeah.
say Jaguars like that?
I don't know. All right, on to the Bengals. They also lost a few pieces. Cornerback Dax Hill tore his ACL, and guard Jackson Kirkland tore his bicep. Another guy who also did something to his bicep, Panthers center Austin Corbett, he ruptured his bicep. He's out for the year. Browns also have lost defensive tackle Alex Wright with a torn tricep. Raiders lost defensive tackle Christian Wilkins with a foot fracture. And Cardinals guard Will Hernandez is out with an undisclosed knee injury for the remainder of the year. As for short to long-term stuff, the injury bug just keeps on rolling for the Niners. Kicker Jake Moody expected to be sidelined several weeks with a high ankle sprain. Defensive end Yetur Gross-Mato is out at least a month with a knee injury. And at least out for tonight, cornerback Chavez Ward is out with a knee injury. Also for the Seahawks, their inactives tonight include cornerback Reek Woolen with an ankle injury and defensive tackle Byron Murphy dealing with a hamstring issue. Other than that, Colts are losing wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. multiple weeks with a back injury. Saints quarterback Darren Carr is expected to miss some time with an oblique injury. Bears safety Jaquan Brisker did not pass concussion protocol, so he's not traveling with the team to London this week. Patriots have lost yet another piece of their O-line, offensive tackle Caden Wallace with a foot injury for multiple weeks. And that knee injury that Cowboys wide receiver Brandon Cooks is now developing an infection from is keeping out at least 4 games minimum. Giants linebacker Kayvon Thibodeau is out week to week after having wrist surgery, and Dolphins safety Javon Holland has broken his hand. He's out a few weeks. Other questionables carryovers because they just will not put this guy on the fucking IR. Jaguars tight end Evan Ingram with his hamstring issue. Both Texans running backs Joe Mixon and Damian Pierce still dealing with their stuff. Nico Collins, who just came off of the IR, goes back on it after aggravating his hamstring injury, apparently. Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers apparently dealing with a minor ankle sprain. Bills quarterback Josh Allen, I'll have a little bit more on that in a second, apparently suffered a minor concussion, but he cleared protocol. Bills wide receiver Khalil Shakir has an ankle injury. Raiders running back Zamir White with groin injury. Giants running back Devin Singletary with a groin injury. Dolphins running back Devon A-Chain has got a concussion as well. Vikings running back Aaron Jones is dealing with a hip issue. Titans quarterback Will Levis apparently sprained his AC joint in his throwing shoulder, so we'll see what happens with their quarterback situation there. Chiefs wide receiver McCole Hardman is dealing with a minor knee injury. Panthers defensive end Jadeveon Clowney and wide receiver Xavier Legette with shoulder injuries. Steelers linebacker Nick Herbig with a hamstring issue. Apparently, Patriots running back Ramondre Stevenson is dealing with hamstring and foot issues. That's been keeping out of practice this week. And Buccaneers safety Jordan, why does this thing keep resetting on me? Jordan Whitehead also with a groin injury. As for other injury news, other than enforcing the league's existing concussion protocols, the NFL has stated they will not mediate on the future of Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's return regarding waiting on his decision after coming back from that scary concussion hit he had earlier this year. And speaking of concussions and back to the Josh Allen thing, the NFL and Bills medical staff are under fire after a member of the staff was caught on camera giving quarterback Josh Allen smelling salts after taking a pretty bad hit to the head in their loss to the Ravens, which I don't know who needs to hear this. Smelling salts are not cure-alls for concussion symptoms.
Yes, they are. Shut up.
Other than that, apparently some optimistic news, at least for Rashee Rice. Apparently, they still have no idea what the extent of his knee injury is. He's expected to go in or has undergone surgery this week. That will finally tell us if he will be out for the year or just long term from the same injury he sustained against the Chargers, where he ran into Mahomes' back fucked up his knee, yada yada. And even more optimistic news: Texans defensive end Dylan Horton, who's been on the physically unable to perform list for being treated for stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, is in full remission and is elevated to practice this week, so good for him. Going on to signings and re-signings now. A few pieces got moved around. The Chiefs have signed former Dolphins tight end Joey Fortston. Raiders are signing former Jaguars linebacker, I have no idea how to pronounce this, K apostrophe Lavon Chason. The Eagles have signed old friend of Lob's, former Jets tight end CJ Uzama. Patriots have signed a former UFL San Antonio's Brahma center Sincere Hainsworth. Hopefully he's better than the last time the Patriots signed a guy named Hainsworth. And the Ravens have rehired former Falcons defensive coordinator Dean Pease as a senior defensive advisor. This returns him to their team he was last with as a defensive coordinator in 2017. On to trades, releases, retirements, holdouts, and firings. Because I feel like we're going to be talking a little bit more about this after KDF News. Might as well just talk about it now. The Jets have made a interesting move. They have fired head coach Robert Saleh after 3.5 seasons on their job following their loss to the Vikings in London. This is the first time that current Jets owner Woody Johnson fired a head coach during the season. I think it's like the first time since like the Korean War they've done something like that, which Maston was 4 years old for. They've also demoted. They've also demoted offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett from play calling duties, which tells me right now Aaron Rodgers does not have the power he does. Otherwise, Nathaniel Hackett would still be making those play calling decisions.
Wait, who's play calling then?
Well, I'm about to get to that. Currently, the interim head coach for the remainder of the season is their defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich. And the play calling duties will now be given to their quarterbacks coach, former Titans offensive coordinator, Todd Downing. And
God.
Yeah, so that's
God. Oh,
yeah, it's gonna the Jets are
it went from
prediction.
Like, oh, yeah.
Sure.
One of two things will happen. One,
Bill Belichick.
Dick Sexton next season, Bill Belichick, or two, Chip Kelly.
No, God, no, fuck no. Do not bring Belichick to New York. Do
I think
not
Chip
put Belichick to New York.
The Jets, I can see it. You know.
Chip Kelly could also. I feel like that. I feel like even though I don't think he'll take it, I feel like they would give an offer to Kurt Serengeti of Indiana.
Oh.
They started 6-0. They're already a game away from being bowl eligible, I believe. So, yeah.
Or option 3, another guy like Sirianni or Taylor gets fired, they hire them.
Could be. Yeah.
Belichick in New York would be good for him because he could have a bigger pool of people for his pegging.
Yes, but this is the Jets who thought Adam Gase was also going to be the cure-all for their years of mediocrity.
I like how we're just ignoring that statement.
Yeah, we are ignoring the statement. Move on.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Eagles have released linebacker Devin White. The Dolphins have done what they should have done multiple weeks ago and released quarterback Tim Boyle. And as for holdouts and stuff, Woody Johnson's also been directly speaking with defensive end Hassan Reddick to try and urge him out of his holdout. He has not played a single snap yet this season. And apparently, this is coming from Rappaport, barely 2 hours ago, his talent agency CAA dropped him as a client, which you almost never see like agencies do.
Yeah.
It's usually the client that quits, that fires their agent. So I don't know what that tells you. There's something going on behind the scenes there.
A lot.
Yeah. I mean,
So
miscellaneous.
Eagles won that trade.
Pretty much, yeah. Miscellaneous news around the league. Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins, after his amazing game last week, he became the first quarterback in league history to throw for 450-plus yards on a game for 3 different teams. He did this with the Commanders, Vikings, and now the Falcons. And combining for 10 wins, rookie quarterbacks Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix have become the trio to achieve the second most wins by a rookie quarterback class in the first 5 weeks of a season, coming in behind the 1973 class that included Colts former league MVP Burt Jones, Bills team Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Ferguson, and Chargers Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. So this is a pretty good group we got.
100% honesty, though, that is entirely because of Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders.
I mean, most likely, but we're going to see some more. But we're most likely going to be seeing some more quarterbacks add on to that because they are 2 new rookie quarterbacks making their first career starts this year. Patriots have named Drake May the starter for their matchup against the Texans, which let's have a moment of silence now for his dead career. They're dead in the water before it even starts because Will Anderson and the Strouds are going to utterly annihilate him with the state of our O-line right now.
Let me play you the saddest song on the tiniest violin for the Patriots.
And the Saints have named backup rookie Spencer Rattler to start in place of the injured Derek Carr.
Watch him go off.
See, other than that, Packers wide receiver Romeo Doubs was suspended for last week's game for conduct detrimental to the team after it was reported he missed multiple practices, and a Sports Illustrated report came out saying it was because of his frustration with his role in the passing game. From the sounds of it, they're planning to move past that, just kind of like work on that, and it's probably just nothing at this point.
He's just being a piss baby.
Yeah, probably. Jaguars head coach Tom Coughlin, he was inducted into Jacksonville's Ring of Honor during their game versus the Colts. This is honoring their team's first ever and winningest coach in franchise history. Ex-journalist Jim Trotter settled his lawsuit against the NFL this week for the alleged retaliation for him questioning Commissioner Goodell about discrimination about hiring black executives. He also turned the part of the settlement into a scholarship for sports journalism and management students for historically black colleges and universities, which it isn't super big news, but it is kind of big considering that it's another very rare case of one guy challenging the Shield and coming out sort of the winner. So good for him. And part of the ones, and on to not good for him news. This is stuff I hate fucking talking about. Patriots safety Jabril Peppers, decent safety, veteran presence, captain on the team. He was arrested the night before their loss to the Dolphins and placed in the commissioner's exempt list after he was arrested in Braintree, Massachusetts, on charges of cocaine possession and assaulting his girlfriend via strangulation for, quote, in his own words, "She wanted to have unprotected sex with me and I said no." Just go to fuck to jail, Peppers. I'm fucking sick of that. And somehow, in spite of this, arrests of the NFL are apparently at an all-time low, expected to end at a 50% drop this year since the 2014 domestic violence case against then Ravens running back Ray Rice. For the first time in 20 years, there is going to be something that only 15 players have done in league history: play cornerback as a white man. As two white cornerbacks, Eagles running cornerback Cooper DeJean and Broncos cornerback Riley Moss will be starting for the first time that two white cornerbacks have started in 20 years. And finally, the Buccaneers are happy to report.
Cornerback?
And finally, the Buccaneers are happy to report that Raymond James Stadium has only sustained minor damage after the Tampa Bay area took a direct hit from Hurricane Milton overnight. That's all I got.
Tropicana feel that roof, man.
Well, that's because the roof is like fabric, and the trop is like ancient at this point.
But they were trying
to
use
not
that
cared
as
for.
like the they were trying to have like the National Guard or like whatever you call them, like the people that help, like stationed there.
Army Corps of Engineers,
FEMA, National Guard. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're going to use it as a it's like a shelter and stuff, which is a great move considering St. Petersburg is in the middle of Tampa Bay, surrounded by water, right as a hurricane is about to hit it. That's a genius fucking move.
Plus, also, like the tarp that covers that stadium is made of the same material that the Zeros used for their wings in World War II. So, like
wood,
it's still impressive.
Wood and fucking canvas.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll have you can.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying that it's pretty impressive. It's just the way it ripped.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the last time I saw like a roof collapse that bad was like the old Vikings stadium after that blizzard like dumped snow on it.
The Metrodome.
The Metrodome, yes.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about college football because last week
about them Longhorns.
Last week was something crazy.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think last week, at least in my recollection of college football, is, I would say, the most amount of upsets I think I have
since 2007
ever seen.
Big ones too, very big ones.
Very
I thought
big
2002.
ones.
I thought 2002.
So to start off, we'll go with one that was kind of not an upset, but it was. Undefeated up until that point, Missouri, who was number 9 in the nation, lost 10-41 to SEC opponent Texas A&M, who was ranked 25. So that's kind of an upset, definitely a pretty big one because Texas A&M was on the fringe, one less rank, and they're out of the ranked system, so they were almost unranked, but they did end up beating a top 10 team. Then moving on, Tennessee went to Arkansas and got beat 14-19 against an unranked Arkansas team. So that's a big one, especially when Tennessee was number 4 in the nation. Big one there. Then USC got trounced by Minnesota, 17-24 in Minnesota. Again, those Southern California guys are not going to be able to perform well when they go and they play Northwestern, when they go and they play Wisconsin, when they go and they play Minnesota in those cold weathers.
Well against Northwestern. But
yeah, but still, those cold weather environments are going to really even the playing field, especially in Minnesota's case, where Minnesota has a very solid team. They got beat. Yeah. Number 11, USC goes down. Then, number 10, Michigan got beat in Washington, 17-27. Again, Michigan still can't find any offensive consistency. They now are on their third quarterback, Jack Tuttle, who is a 7th-year player. I believe he's my age. I believe he's 24, 25. He had a COVID year, an injury year, and a redshirt year. So still, he's looked like our best thrower so far. So I don't know how they're going to go forward with that. But to shock everyone and to do absolute chaos in the college football world, the whipping post of the SEC, the little brother of the SEC, the smallest, most overlooked, most downtrodden college football Division I school, Vanderbilt, beat number 1 Alabama 40-35 in Vandy's home stadium, which is still under construction. And now we'll need more construction because both goalposts were taken down by the students and carried 2.5 miles down the center.
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, down the center. I believe it's Nashville. I believe that's Vandy's in.
Yeah, they're in
down the center of Nashville into the river. They threw both goalposts into the fucking river, and Vandy still hasn't completed the repair of the stadium yet. They have been working on that stadium for 2 years. Vandy going into this game was 0-60 against top 5 ranked opponents. They are now 1-61. 1-60.
And to add to that, it's the longest streak of the Pole era since 1936, and they haven't beaten the Commodores haven't beaten the Crimson Tide on the field in 40 years.
Yo.
Meaning, last time that the railroad people beat the Crimson Tide, the railroads were still using steam power.
The last time that Alabama lost to Vandy, Macedon was in grade 5.
You can fuck off.
I was trying not to make a Macedon old joke.
That was hook, line, and sinker. Anyway, this was.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the linebacker that threw a temper tantrum and then didn't get suspended?
I would too. I would too, bro. If I was a 4-star, 5-star recruit and I get beaten by doctors and scholars, are you kidding me? Vandy?
Yes, but there should have been a punishment for what he did.
Utree put it best. You lost to the railroad people.
Wait,
the real Commodore Vanderbilt is like doing somersaults in celebration in his grave.
Yeah, you can look up. You can look up a video.
Yeah.
The captain on defense cheap shot the quarterback of Vanderbilt after he got a first down, and then after they took a knee, he's sitting there freaking out.
They're taking knees to end the game. They take a couple, so he's yelling at guys, throwing his face mask, kicking the ball as they're putting it down, like just having it like throwing a fit, basically. So I mean, bad.
Pull him out, just like fucking, put him on the sideline.
So the top 25 is a lot different. Texas is back in number 1. They will have their first. I believe their first SEC game against Oklahoma. That'll be the Red River Shootout.
Three Big Ten schools in the top 5.
I know.
Yeah. The top 5 has more Big Ten schools than SEC schools, and no ACC schools. So again, love it or hate it, it's the Power 2. If it's the Power 2,
Samuel's hurt. Debo's
Power
hurt.
2. It's the Power 2, the Group of 3, and the Lesser 5 now. That's what it is.
I need Debo.
So Texas is number 1. They will play Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout. That will be at a neutral site at the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State and Oregon are 2 and 3 respectively. They will be playing each other, which I believe is a college football game day game of the week. That will be in Oregon. Penn State will be at USC. They should be able to handle business there if they play well. Georgia will be playing Mississippi State. Again, should be able to handle business if they play well. Miami, Florida will play at Louisville. They're going to win that game because the ACC is basically forcing them to go to the college football playoff as the ACC representative. They have now won 2 games by ref ball. Alabama looks to bounce back against the real USC, South Carolina. Tennessee will play against Florida, who, is in shambles. Ole Miss is at LSU. That should be a decent game. LSU is ranked 13. Ole Miss is 9. Clemson will be playing at Wake Forest. Iowa State is going to be at West Virginia. Notre Dame will be playing Stanford. Stanford has been relevant since Christian McCaffrey. As I said, LSU will be home against Ole Miss. BYU, who has been the shocker of the Big 12 so far, and looks like they're going to be one of the more competitive Big 12 teams looking towards a playoff spot. They'll be playing they'll be at home versus Arizona.
Hold on, back that up. You have Iowa State above them, and they're the shocker of the Big 12.
Oh, yeah, no. People expected Iowa State to be good. People don't expect BYU to be good. Iowa State isn't a shocker that they're one of the better Big 12 teams. BYU is. People expected Iowa State to be good or one of the top teams in the Big 12. The people who expected the top team, people expected Kansas State and Iowa State to be some of the better ones. Kansas State is failing to meet expectations. Iowa State is meeting or exceeding those expectations. BYU came out of nowhere. BYU came out of absolutely nowhere.
All of my Iowa State buddies were saying like, yeah, we don't expect much this year.
BYU got Jesus on the side.
Yeah, they have Joseph
Smith.
Have
Altus.
No, they got the Mormons.
They have Joseph Smith on their side. Texas A&M off a big win against Missouri. Will be at Mississippi State. Utah will be at Arizona State. Boise State. Now you're like a Mountain West team. Why is Boise State ranked number 17? Exactly.
And
it's all because
of Hawaii.
This guy.
Oh yeah, GT.
Bro, what the fuck is a quarterback?
Yeah.
Tell me what we on, I'm on the same shit.
This guy is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
it's not like Boise State. It's not like
race right now.
Yeah, it's not like Boise State has a good offensive line either. They don't. It's him.
Yeah,
he's him, bro.
Really is.
So we are through
those stiff arms.
Bama's looking for that transfer portal, my guy.
I think he's going to the league after
this guy's NFL bound after this year.
Ashton Dempsey, you are a Cincinnati Bengal. Please. Because
you'll use a second overall pick on a running back in this day and age?
Yeah, because how young he is, how good he is. So his stats right now. So 2022, he had 156 carries, 821 yards. Very good. 2023, 220 carries, 1,347 yards. This year, so far, okay, they are 5 games in, 95 carries. So he's at about half of what he had last year, right?
Yeah.
What do you think his yardage is right now?
At least 1,100.
2,000.
He is at 1,031 yards, and we're not even halfway through the season. This guy, I have not seen somebody like absolutely lock up a Heisman this early. He has 16 touchdowns. 16 touchdowns. Last season he had 14. This season, through 5 games, 16 touchdowns. He is a junior. Yes.
Holy.
5'9", 215 out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Bro, I should be playing Boise State in my dynasty. The fuck?
I am playing Boise State as my dynasty. I made the playoffs because of that, man.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Again, if you're playing with him in college football, good luck keeping him next season because that guy is seeing the dollar bill signs.
It's impossible.
Yes.
It's impossible to keep him.
Yeah. Kansas State will be at Colorado. Indiana's ranked higher than Michigan and Illinois. They are playing against Nebraska. This will be one of their first big tests. They have a couple other ones coming up. Obviously, they will play at they will be home versus Michigan, then at Ohio State. Those are those huge Big Ten games for them. This is the first real test against a Nebraska team who's been very streaky, has been ranked at one point in the season. So, as I said, Oklahoma will be playing Texas. Missouri will be at UMass. I don't know how they got that game, but good luck, UMass. Pittsburgh will be playing home against Cal. Illinois will be playing against Purdue. Michigan has a bye, then they will be at Illinois. I don't know how confident I even feel about them at this point against Illinois. Because after Illinois, it's Michigan State and then Indiana. And so I think we'll beat Michigan State, but Indiana could kick our teeth in. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did, the way Michigan's playing right now. And SMU, who's still a very, very solid team. Preston Stone, the junior quarterback for them, plays very well. They'll be playing at Stanford after a bye week. Other votes, Southern Cal, Nebraska.
Navy,
Army and Navy are both ranked. And again, if they both end up beating...
They're getting
votes to be ranked. They probably will be ranked at some point when some like Big Ten teams and SEC teams start beating up on each other. Navy and Army, if they both beat Notre Dame, Army-Navy game will have college football playoff implications. If they're both undefeated, yeah. Arkansas got 17 votes, Washington State 8, Iowa 8, Texas Tech 7, Syracuse 6, Washington 4, Louisville 4, Colorado 3, and 1 for Kentucky. But yeah, there you go. That is college football. All right. Let's get into the games of last week, starting with the London game.
This game sucked ass. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
It wasn't
that's what I was looking
horrible.
for it.
It wasn't a horrible
I mean,
game.
it could have been worse, but
Yeah, but still sucked.
I mean, yeah, Rogers
Yeah, it
played.
was-
Rogers played horrible. Yeah, he
Darnold
went.
also played horrible.
Yeah, Darnold didn't play great either, but it was enough to win. Again, jet lag is horrible. Rogers went 29 for 54 for 244, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 3 sacks. 1 sack where I can't believe he didn't die. His leg got bent completely backwards. He was screaming in pain and still somehow was fine. 54.9 rating.
Ayahuasca does some fucking work, doesn't it?
Perk Rogers is crazy. Only 14 carries, 9 for Brees Hall and 5 for Braylon Allen. 23 yards for Brees Hall and 13 yards for Braylon Allen. That is fucking pitiful running. Like, that's horrible. Garrett Wilson, 13 receptions, 101 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Conklin, 6 for 55. Lazard, 4 for 34 and a touchdown. Mike Williams, 2 for 25. Brandon Allen, 1 for 15. And Brees Hall, 3 for 14. For the Vikings, Sam Darnold, 14 for 31 for 179. No touchdowns, 1 pick, 4 sacks, 50.3 rating. On the ground, 30 yards for 14 carries for Ty Chandler. 29 yards on 7 carries for Aaron Jones. 11 yards and 5 carries for Sam Darnold. And then the fullback, TJ Ham, got a touchdown with 2 carries for 10 yards. Receiving, Jay Jettis, 6 for 92, Addison, 3 for 36, Munt, 2 for 31, Aaron Jones, 1 for 24, Myles Gaskin, 1 for 19, and Ty Chandler, 2 for 9. This was a very defensive battle between both teams. Both quarterbacks made a bunch of mistakes. Rodgers made a lot more. Also threw the ball 54 times, 3 picks. That one of those picks was a pick 6 by Van Ginkel, which is crazy to see him run. Van Ginkel. Ginkel, yeah. Sorry. Crazy to see him run.
Wisconsin player, baby.
Ton of hair. Looks like Alex Anzalone, whatever from the...
Anzalone.
Yeah, from the...
Look at the standings for the AFC East. Somehow the Jets are second.
Get baseball off my screen. Ugh.
Well, it's because he got the Patriots in 4th and Miami. Well, Miami's Miami.
If Buffalo gets worse, it's the tank division.
It is. Technically is.
To the East. That's
This
for sure.
this might be the worst division of football right now.
Holy shit! They
I
pulled a
wouldn't argue that,
180. That used to
Yeah.
be a fucking great division too.
I mean, I feel like that
But
division has
It was
always
great
had...
because Brady was in it.
I feel like that division always had a really, really bad team. Not just like a bad team for the division, but they've always had a team that was sucked so bad. Buffalo used to be horrible.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins used to be horrible. The Jets obviously have been perpetually in purgatory of terrible teams. So there's a lot of that.
The only thing it was just the Patriots of Belichick, just because like it was basically a cakewalk for them for those years.
Well, yeah, no one wanted to play Tom Brady and Bill Belichick 2 times in a season.
Yeah.
And now the Patriots are paying for that dearly at 1-4, tied for the worst record. Yeah, worst record in the league. But yeah, Minnesota's still 5-0. It's time to have the discussion, gentlemen. What are the chances for a Minnesota Vikings Super Bowl run?
Last time
sounds
the
like
Vikings
I
went
said
5-0 was in 2016, and they missed the playoffs.
No, they didn't. No. They did.
In 2016?
I thought they were 5-0 in 2017.
2016. And they missed the playoffs.
How do you miss the play? What was the rest of the matchup there?
I mean, they could have
Them
gone
just-
5-0 and then lost the rest of the games. They're 5-12. You missed the
Well,
playoffs
didn't they
then.
have that when Teddy Bridgewater got hurt?
Was it?
Probably. But again, with how like this is way too early to look at the standings right now. But let's go ahead and look at the full standings right here for the conferences. And if we look down here, I mean, this is crazy. Vikings, Commanders, Lions, Falcons. You got Niners down here, Eagles in the middle, Packers in the middle, Cowboys in the middle. Like, these are usually perennially good teams. And then you have some of the worst teams in, like, the last 10, 20 years that are just... The Vikings have a 63-point differential.
Mm-hmm.
No one's higher. The Chiefs are at 33. Buffalo is at 36.
Interception by the 49ers.
So, like, this right here is kind of crazy. Like,
for me, it depends on how Detroit's gonna do. Detroit and Minnesota is gonna be a battle.
I think
Same
if they
division.
split,
I like looking at who's in last place in the AFC.
we're tied with Jacksonville and New England. We're tied with Jacksonville and New England. And also our point differential is 5. New England's point differential is 40. Jacksonville's 46. There is an opportunity to right the ship, but we have to go into New York, and we have to be the second worst thing to ever happen in New York. Okay, like we have to rule the day there.
What you mean by that?
I think you know what I mean by that. I think you know what I mean by that. So,
Mama, can you elaborate on what he means by that?
No.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
So I think there is a very, like, obviously it's only 5 games into the season. We're going to week 6, but like right now, if I were to put a short list of the top 5 teams I think could win a Super Bowl right now, the Vikings are probably number 3. The way they have been playing offensive and defensively is phenomenal. And a 63-point differential does not lie. Statistically, it does not lie.
Yeah, I can see that. But as I said, it's going to be a fight between them and Detroit.
If they beat Detroit, if they sweep Detroit, they're the favorites for me. At least to win the NFC, because once they get into the Super Bowl, I mean, it's going to be like, refs throwing flags left and right for the Chiefs. And we all know that, but that's beside the point. All right, next up. Everybody clap it up. Clap it up for the Bears. They took care of business. They went and beat the Panthers.
Clap it up for everybody saying Andy Dalton saved the team, but he did not.
He's much better, but still. No, he is better than Bryce Young. That is still a fact. Dude, Joe Montana couldn't save the Panthers right now. Tom Brady couldn't.
Did you see the reason why they took Andy Dalton out of the game? So that he doesn't get hurt behind that offensive line.
Yeah. I mean, he's older. He is older.
But so basically, Carolina, you knew that you had an offensive line problem. You didn't do jack or shit with it. Good job. You're gonna ruin your first round pick, and you're gonna.
I mean, his career's already done. His career's gone. He's gonna be Trey Lance in a year and a half.
Young is basically already bust territory.
If you don't think right now, like, unless there is some miraculous Baker Mayfield redemption story that happens here, Bryce Young's career's done. He had his shot at an NFL team, and whether he ruined it or the Panthers ruined it, which I'm obviously leaning more toward the Panthers side of things, but it's, again, it's mutual. Yeah, there's some fault either side, but at the same time, Bryce Young is done. Where is Trey Lance right now? Can any of you guys tell me?
Dallas.
Cowboys.
Yeah. When was the last time he touched the field in a meaningful game?
Never.
He's done.
That's also
Bryce Young.
Injuries.
Bryce Young is gonna, unless there's a Geno Smith story or a Baker Mayfield story, Bryce Young is done. And it's sad to say, but that's how this league is. It is. You've seen all of the 23, 24-year-old running backs that are thrown to the side like they have cancer. Like, this is how the league is. It sucks because Bryce Young should be given a second chance, but GMs in this league are, next guy up. We got to make money. It's stupid. They're not going to give him another chance. It's over. Which is like, it sounds cynical, but like that's how it is. The only running back I've seen given a second chance was Ezekiel Elliott on the Cowboys, and that's because Jerry Jones. So Dalton, 18 for 28 for 136, no touchdowns, 1 pick, 3 sacks, 61.0 rating. Chuba Hubbard on the ground had a good day, 97 yards, 13 carries, 1 touchdown. He was 97 with 120 total rush yards. Receiving, Jalen Conker, 4 for 68, Jonathan Mingo, 3 for 37, Miles Sanders, 2 for 27, Deontay Johnson, 3 for 23, David Moore, 2 for 13, Jatavion Sanders, 3 for 13. To the Bears, Caleb Williams had an amazing day. This looked like the Caleb Williams that the Bears wanted when they drafted him. He was making great decisions. Again, I've been very impressed at his ability to never just throw the ball to someone just because no one else is open or because there's pressure. He will always wait for the right moment to throw the ball and rarely makes a lot of rookie mistakes that you see other quarterbacks making, besides Jaden Daniels, obviously. But Caleb Williams, again, managing the game very well and also creating it very well. Already looks like a copied version of Russell Wilson back when Russell Wilson was very good. 20 for 29 for 304, a 10.5 average, 2 touchdowns, no pick, 1 sack, a 126.2 rating. You keep up like that, and in about 5 games, he'll be the all-time leading passer on the Bears. I mean, if he was on the Browns, he'd have to be the best quarterback in Browns history outside of Bernie Kosar. DeAndre Swift,
Trade him away.
yeah, DeAndre Swift 21 for 73 and a touchdown on the ground. Caleb Williams 5 for 34. Roshan Johnson 10 for 25. For receiving, DJ Moore 5 for 105 and 2 touchdowns. Cole Kmet 3 for 57. DeAndre Swift 2 for 47. Rome Odunze 3 for 40. Keenan Allen was in the game 3 for 33, and Gerald Everett 2 for 22. Again, this Bears defense is far better than most people thought, and Caleb Williams, especially in this game against this Carolina Panthers defense, which is looked very good. And obviously, this is I think it only gets harder from here. Sorry, Carolina, but that's the facts. Every defense is worse than Carolina, except maybe the Bengals right now. But a great performance from Caleb Williams. This is what you love to see as a Bears fan, right, Mamba?
Oh yeah, no, it's overall they did really good. Now it is Panthers defense, which is not the greatest. So with these tougher teams in the schedule later on, we'll see how it goes. But no, good improvement overall from the first game versus the first game of the season. So
yeah,
like where it's trending. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely. Great performance by the Bears.
Our defense is our defense. It's been good for
and
overall,
still,
even for a while.
Chicago's still 4th, though, in the NFC North, which is crazy because Minnesota's undefeated. Detroit has 1 loss. Green Bay has 2 losses, same with the Bears. It's going to be a very tough shot.
It's running through the North.
AFC ran through the AFC North last year. NFC now running through the NFC North this year. All right.
This game.
This was a very, very, very good game.
It's the anti-AFC North game.
No, AFC North games. No.
The defense, instead of defense, it was offense.
I feel like the Baltimore defense played fine. It just was Joe Burrow was on his A game. Joe Burrow threw 1 pick, which was just a pass window too far. Basically, it was like a very, very small window, and he overshot it just a little bit, and that caused a pick, which eventually sealed the game for the Ravens. But Burrow went 30 for 39 for 392, 5 touchdowns, only 1 pick, 3 sacks, a 137.0 rating. Chase Brown, 1246 on the ground. Zach Moss, 9 for 24, 71 total rush yards. Receiving, Jamar Chase, 10 receptions, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns. T. Higgins, 9 receptions, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. Andrea Isovash, 1 for 39. Mike Gesicki, 2 for 31. Zach Moss, 3 for 28. Eric Hall Jr., 2 for 10, and Chase Brown, 3 for 8 and a touchdown. For the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, not as efficient, but a lot of numbers. 26 for 42 for 348, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and 119.9 rating. He had some amazing break sacks attempts. There was one moment when Sam Hubbard was running at him, basically grabbed him with both hands, and Lamar said, "Talk to the hand," and pushed him into the dirt. Derrick Henry, I think, was the player of the game for this one. 15 carries, 92 yards, 1 touchdown. Jackson, 12 for 55. Justice Hill, 5 for 17. 175 total rushing yards. Again, the Bengals with a banged-up defensive tackle segment and an aging Jermaine Pratt and pass coveraging Logan Wilson just cannot stop the run this year, and we have to hemorrhage the bleeding. Either that or just go all in to the draft and see if we can pick up like Mason Graham out of Michigan or something, because this is bad. Zay Flowers, 7 receptions, 111 yards. Charlie Kolar, for all those Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews fantasy football owners, you probably hate this guy. 3 receptions, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 4 for 58 and a touchdown. Mark Andrews, 4 for 55. Talon Wallace, 2 for 31. Isaiah Likely, 3 for 13 and 2 touchdowns. This game went to overtime. The Ravens got the ball first. Bengals were able to stop them and push the ball down the field, and eventually they got the ball back at favorable field position, and then decided to stick with a long field goal attempt and ran the ball a few times, and then a slightly high snap and a slightly bad hold equaled a bad kick. We decided also before this game to cut our current punter, Michigan, Brad Robbins, in favor of a very good punter out of, I forget what school. He was a Big 12 school, but
Pat McAfee.
Regardless, our new punter's very good. However, that hold was bad. The snap also wasn't great. It was just two little mess ups that caused us to miss the kick. We gave the ball back to the Ravens. Derrick Henry had a 95-yard rush, and then Justin Tucker nailed a chip shot, and they won the game.
I blame Zach Taylor.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, yeah, don't try to throw the ball into tight windows late in the game when you can take a field goal and win it. But at the same time, like, doing these really conservative, like spread offense inside zone reads when the defense knows, hey, they're running, and they play 4-3 and bring 7 men in the box and you have 5 guys blocking. Like, you need to be a little bit more aggressive with these runs. Maybe do a trick play and do like a sweep or something. Like, you don't want to risk everything in the situation when you know you have a field goal. But then again, like, why settle for a 40-plus yarder in that situation when to at least try to gain some yards? And the running there was just, like, lackadaisical. And, you know, we could have come out with this with a win very easily. But, like, instead, a really conservative play call at the very end crushed us. Now we're without one of our better cornerbacks, Dax Hill, for the rest of the season. Jordan Battle's going to have to really fill in for the spot, and he usually plays safety, so our defense is taking another lick. The defensive issue is not scheming because I feel like our defensive coordinating through Lou Anarumo is usually very good. I mean, we had an amazing defensive game against the Chiefs, which means we should be able to throw the defense and the clamps on anybody we want. But I don't understand why or how we just can't with some other teams. So we really got to, you know, lock in. Guys got to step up on the defensive line. And I really think we need to find a tough-nosed middle linebacker that can stop the run. And I don't know if it's Jermaine Pratt anymore. I love the guy. He's amazing. He goes after the football a lot and does a very good job at it. But, like, there's some plays he's just not fast enough, I feel like, which sucks. So I don't know. Something's got to change here. It's got to change fast because we're 1-4.
You know what's wild? Your record's the same as the Browns.
Yep.
Pretty wild.
It is. All right. K-Duff.
The world's smallest violin for the Patriots.
Is his camera frozen or is he just that mad?
Oh,
his camera was frozen.
I glitched. I glitched for a minute.
Yeah. That was the perfect time to look at the camera, deadpan mad.
Jacoby Brissett's your guy?
No, it's Drake May.
Well, considering we're starting Drake May on
Drake
Sunday.
Yeah.
I
mean, I feel like that says enough. What else can I say? Hey, the Patriots had a lead. We fucking blew it to Tyler fucking Huntley.
Pro Bowl quarterback. Tyler
I'm about to
Huntley.
say, respected name, the Pro Bowl quarterback, Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where their leading wide receiver was Jalen fucking Wright. Jesus Christ, what are we doing? Rusher, excuse me, was Jalen fucking Wright.
Island for the Patriots.
15-10 the final score. Dolphins come away with the win, still without Tua. Pro Bowl quarterback Tyler Huntley, 18 for 31 for 194, no touchdowns, 1 pick, 3 sacks, and 63.1 rating. On the ground, they really relied on the run. Jalen Wright, 86 yards on 13 carries. Raheem Mostert, 80 yards on 19 carries. They contributed the bulk of the 193 total rush yards. 1 rushing touchdown was for Alec Ingold, the fullback. Receiving, Tyreek Hill, 6 for 69, Jonnu Smith, 5 for 62, Jalen Waddle, 4 for 46, and Raheem Mostert, 2 for 18. For the Patriots, Jacoby Brissett, 18 for 34 for 160, 2 sacks, a 65.8 rating. Ramondre Stevenson, 12 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. He also had, I think, an issue with fumbles, I believe. Or, no, that was last week, he had an issue with fumbles.
That was last week, but he had a bit of a bounce back. It
did.
doesn't really matter much because we lost.
I mean, a good performance from him. 1 touchdown, 89 yards on 12 carries is very efficient. Receiving, Demario Douglas, 6 for 59. Kayshawn Bodle, 2 for 34. Hunter Henry, 2. Boutte. Hunter Henry, 2 for 32. Jalen Polk, 1 for 13. Austin Hooper, 1 for 19. Kendrick Bourne, 1 for 6. Antonio Gibson, 1 for 4. And Ramondre Stevenson, 4 for 3. Never really seen a guy with more receptions than yards, but here we are. Yeah, this was a game of 2 struggling teams. One that doesn't have Tua, the other one that is the Patriots. Yeah, I mean, good for the Dolphins to get a win without Tua. You're hoping to keep treading water before his return. And then for the Patriots, I don't know how much Drake May is going to change the situation.
Probably not at all. Probably
Yeah.
not.
It's a rebuild.
It is a rebuild. It is a rebuild. We'll have to see what what the continuing rebuilding plans is from here, especially what their draft order is, who they decide to get, because there's some stars in this year's college football landscape. Will Johnson, the Michigan cornerback, Mason Graham, defensive line. You also got Travis Hunter, Alshon Jeanty, couple quarterbacks, prospects.
There's one it's not a major need for us, but there's that Arizona Tete Roa McMillan that I've been looking at. The guy is like a one-hand grab machine.
He's solid. Very solid.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind drafting him and then like take like an offensive tackle or something day 2 or 3. So because it's kind of full up on tackles and edge rushers this draft anyway. So
yeah. But yeah. I guess we'll see next week what Drake May can contribute, what he can change, and then from there on, we'll see kind of what their next plans are. And then again, for the Dolphins, as I said, tread water, figure out how you're going to be able to continue to try to win games or stay in games without Tua, because it is an uphill battle.
Yeah.
All right. That was a depressing game to cover.
We'll go into yet another one.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, yes, for me, because
why do you still start Deshaun Watson? What in the fuck are you doing, Brown?
I still I had to add that at the end of the This Week in Fantasy video. Though. What? It's Deshaun Watson. It's bad. I remember the Pat McAfee show does a overreaction Monday after the Sunday slate of games, and one of the guys said not to overact, but Cleveland should gather up money to send Osama bin Watson on a one-way ticket to Pyongyang. And I'm like,
oh
wow.
My God.
We'll send him there with Alabama linebacker Jihad Campbell.
I fucking love Pat McAfee. That's fucking hilarious.
He's like,
well, apparently they're adding in another one. I forgot to mention this. Did you hear who they hired on for another personality on that show?
Who they hired?
Super Cam.
Who?
What?
Super Cam.
Really?
Cam Newton, yeah.
I thought they hired him for First Take.
Oh, First Take? Oh, I was thinking of the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, they hired him
he's
for
got
First
to
Take.
appear on the Pat McAfee show. That's what I saw earlier.
He has some really bad takes. Cam Newton. I remember Cam Newton saying Brock Purdy's not a good quarterback. And I'm like, okay.
So you're saying he's a black belt Kuiper?
I would say he's closer to Skip Bayless, in my opinion. It's bad. His takes are bad.
Basically another Stephen A. Smith.
Some of Stephen A. Smith's takes are good. Some of his takes are very good. Some are crazy.
Not a lot of them, though.
Yeah, not a lot of them. Watson, 15 for 28 for 125, 1 touchdown, no picks, 7 sacks, and a 77.2 rating. How you let up 7 sacks against the Commanders' front line, which is not that crazy, but also with that very, very solid Browns O-line is something else. Jerome Ford, 947 for rushing. Devonta Foreman, 9 for 44. And Deshaun Watson, 3 for 14. Receiving, Amari Cooper, 4 for 60. Jordan Atkins, 3 for 22 and a touchdown. Devonta Foreman, 1 for 16. Jerry Jeudy, 1 for 16. David Njoku, 1 for 14. Elijah Moore, 3 for 11. And Jerome Ford, 3 for 2. For the Commanders, again, far and away the leader for Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels, and probably second favorite for MVP behind Derrick Henry. Went 14 for 25 for 238, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 3 sacks, and 85.1 rating. Not the greatest day for him, but he got the job done. Running the ball was very profitable for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, 11 for 82. Austin Eckler, 6 for 67. Jeremy Nichols, 7 for 44 and a touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr., 7 for 18 and 2 touchdowns. Turns out Myles Garrett isn't a problem if you just run away from him and towards the center of the field. Receiving, Terry McLaurin, 4 for 112. De'Ami Brown, 2 for 57 and a touchdown. Austin Eckler, 2 for 30. Luke McCaffrey, with relation, 3 for 19. Olamide Zaccheaus, 1 for 10. And Zach Ertz, 2 for 10. again, this Commanders team continues to shock both me and people around the football world as Jaden Daniels continues to be a very, very, very solid quarterback. This team is gelling very well. They have a great balance of run and pass. Their defense is actually showing up and playing great, even if this is against the Browns. Then on the flip side, it is becoming more and more apparent that famous Jameis and Eaton a W needs to return to the starting quarterback position in Cleveland, and Deshaun Watson needs to return the money he is stealing from the city of Cleveland and the people of Ohio.
He
Correct.
ain't fucking returning that shit.
Yes. I mean, again, another sexual assault case was brought to him, and he brought against him, and it was settled, which I don't know the details, but it was probably paid out if I were to guess. Again, this is my speculation here. So
That's a probably good guess. And oh my god,
That's game.
oh,
Wait,
oh, yeah, he went down.
Oh,
Smart, real smart.
Wait.
A big run there by who is that?
not Jordan Mason.
Witherspoon?
Yeah, Witherspoon. So, yeah, I feel like, I mean, Deshaun Watson has already made so much money and already had to pay so much money with all these legal issues. I feel like it's just not worth it to keep him in Cleveland, and I don't know how you're going to be
You
able
can't
to
get
trade
rid
him.
of him.
Yeah,
because of
I
the dead
know.
cap. You can't even cut him.
His contract is fully guaranteed.
No one wants to trade for him.
Most
What's the point?
contracts
Exactly.
are, this year we're paying you this much, that's guaranteed. This year we're paying you this much, that's guaranteed. So if you deal him, the other team then takes on the contract. If this guy's on a 4-year deal and you have him for 2 years, you pay those 2 years. But you trade him in that second year, those next 2 years when he gets traded, that other team that picked him up off your trade pays those 2 years. In this case, all $300 million plus dollars that this guy was given in the contract is all guaranteed money. This guy's entire contract is guaranteed. Do you know how rare that is and how stupid that is as a G? I even know that's stupid. The only time I've ever been a GM of an NFL team was in fucking Madden. That deal was. I laughed for hours about that because I'm a Bengals fan. That was one of the worst deals in pro football, in pro sports. The only deal I can think of that was more stupid than that was when that XFL or UFL team signed Steve Young to a contract that just ended 10 years ago. That's
Bobby
the
Bonilla day. Bobby Bonilla.
what?
Oh yeah.
Bobby. It sounds like a baseball player.
It was. It was this guy who
Yeah, there you
basically
go.
was
Yeah,
granted
no.
$100
Whoop, out
million.
one, you win one year, out the other.
It's just being paid off the past 20 years.
The Mets are still paying him since 2001 or 2000.
That's
He
so
retired.
funny.
Yeah, it was.
He retired literally.
So they
at,
still
like,
And you
half
still
his
couldn't
net.
beat them?
I don't want to talk about.
Oh man, Baston's getting killed today. Oh, okay.
So are the Seahawks. I think that was Juszczyk.
The second time he's walked away.
Anyway, yeah.
You check.
Amazing performance from the Commanders. They continue to impress a lot of people. I'm not so convinced they're contenders just because a rookie quarterback, sometimes those seasons, especially that last third of the season, they can just absolutely crumble, kind of like CJ Stroud kind of did. So we'll have to see with them. But hey, Browns, damn. All I got to say there. All right. Okay.
Bring back the fullback. Bring back the fullback.
He just scored.
I know. That's why you gotta keep him in.
Damn, Doug Peterson actually won against the Colts. I expected more out of Joe Flacco would be lying because he did very well. 33 for 44 for 359 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 sacks, and 121.3 rating. That's amazing. That's an amazing stat line.
Hasn't it been 2012 since Indianapolis has won in Jacksonville?
2016, 2014.
Probably, but I mean, amazing numbers from Flacco. Not his fault at all. Running the ball was split kind of evenly. Trey Sermon 10 for 38 and a touchdown. Tyler Goodman 5 for 26. Joe Flacco 3 for 22. Again, no Jonathan Taylor there. Receiving, Alec Pierce 3 for 134 and a touchdown. Josh Downs 9 for 69. Adonai Mitchell 4 for 38. Mo Ali Cox 2 for 37 and a touchdown. Michael Pittman Jr. 5 for 37 and a touchdown. Tyler Goodman 3 for 31 and Trey Sermon 6 for 25. For Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence had a good game. 28 for 34 for 371 total yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 119.5 rating. Running the ball, Tank Bigsby went everywhere. 13 for 101 and 2 touchdowns. Travis Etienne 6 for 17. Again, I don't think any other team in the league, not even the Bengals, looked this bad against the run. Green Bay ran all over the Colts. I watched that in Lambeau. And then also to see Jacksonville with Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne run up the middle against the Colts is bad. DeForest Buckner is an amazing defensive tackle, but I feel like he is so good at pass rushing that there's a lot of issues when it comes to run stopping with him. And again, that's kind of very nitpicky when I look at it, but you can say the opposite for guys like Sam Hubbard on the Bengals. Run plays, that guy, boom, one move in the backfield makes the running back adjust. Pass plays, I feel like sometimes he just can't get by the tackle, ever, on a pass play. I don't know how it's so difficult for those two different types of plays. Yes, you have to play them differently, obviously, as an end, but, like, I don't understand. So something with the Colts has got to shore up in the inside of that defensive line and linebacker room. Receiving for the Jaguars, Brian Thomas Jr., 5 for 122 and a touchdown. Christian Kirk, 4 for 88. Etienne Jr., 6 for 43. Gabe Davis, 3 for 38. Tank Bigsby went for 28. Brenton Strange, 4 for 24 and a touchdown. That sounds like it's a tight end. I could have swore there was a...
Strange is a tight end, I believe.
Yeah, I could have sworn that was a tackle, or I'm thinking of Cole Strange. Luke Farrell, 2 for 17. Jonas Johnson, 2 for 9. Yeah. So, not Joe Flacco's fault. This was the Indianapolis defense just not knowing what the fuck to do in every sense of the word.
They were supposed to be like bread and butter in a way too. That defense.
Joe Flacco looked very good. Lawrence looked very good. And in the end, Jacksonville was able to eke out a win by 3 points, their first win of the season. I was talking with a buddy of mine when we were at lunch on Sunday, and he was like, it doesn't matter. We're just losing to the Jaguars. I'm like, oh, I have a little faith. It's Doug Peterson. He was right.
I forgot they were at Duval, so Jacksonville has to automatically win.
Yeah.
Cannot win at Duval.
Also, I don't know about you guys, but I have been, like, kind of still wondering, like, when is Gabe Davis going to show up for the Jaguars? Because I feel like they brought him in to be the wide receiver 1 or 2 with Kirk, and I feel like he's been the wide receiver 3 or 4 at this point. It's not looked good.
Yeah. He was carried by Josh Allen.
I love you, Josh Allen.
Maybe, but also this is also Doug Peterson offense, so there could be some issues there. I don't know. For the Colts, you got to fix the defensive problems big time because Flacco went out and gave you those numbers as a 40-year-old, basically, or 39, almost 40-year-old. So, big defensive issues you need to fix there because
he's
Flacco...
older. He's literally older than Anthony Richardson's mom.
Wow.
Yep.
That is a weird dynamic to think of in the locker room. Ooh.
I could be your father.
Yeah, Richardson's probably, 22, 21 years old, and Flacco's 39. Yeah. But again, also Doug Peterson, this does not get you off the hot seat. I still think the Jacksonville Jaguars head coaching is the hottest hot seat there. This was a pretty good game. Both teams struggled, but it was a close game. I never thought I would say the Buffalo Bills were kept in a game that they eventually lost because of their run game, but here we are. Josh Allen probably had the worst performance in his NFL career, 9 for 30 for 134, 1 touchdown, no picks, 1 sack. Yeah.
He was fucking cussed.
Yeah, that's it. This is the one time he has an excuse. I know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you keep him in, but... I mean...
Also, they lost the game because of, like, instead of running the ball and, like, playing for overtime, they decided to throw out of their own end zone. And then once they obviously punted, like Houston was able to push the ball a little bit and get a field goal. So they kind of just handed them the win.
Yeah.
Sean
pretty
McDermott,
much.
you fucking dumbass.
James Cook,
Yeah.
20 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. Josh Allen, 4 for 54. Ty Johnson, 3 for 15. Receiving, Keon Coleman, 1 reception, 49 yards and a touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, 2 for 34. Matt Collins, 2 for 27. James Cook, 2 for 17. And Ray Davis, 1 for 4. For the Texans, CJ Stroud, 28 for 38 for 331 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 sack, 97.6 rating. Rushing, Cam Akers, 9 for 42 and a touchdown. Dare Ogunbale, 15 for 30. CJ Stroud, 3 for 27. For receiving, Stephon Diggs, 6 for 82. Nico Collins, 2 for 78 and a touchdown. Dare Ogunbale, 6 for 57. Tank Dell, 4 for 38. Dalton Schultz, 4 for 34. Xavier Hutchinson, 2 for 31. And Cade Stover, 2 for 6. Again, Josh Allen being absolutely concussed out of his mind did not help this game at all, but also 9 for 30 hurts, especially on a team that is probably the most lopsided team in the NFL as far as their offensive balance, I would say. But again, James Cook has shown that he can muster a lot of the load that ends up happening with the Bills. So, moving forward, hopefully this doesn't linger with Josh Allen. He can bounce right back, but this is 2 straight losses that have been really bad. You got blown out by the Ravens on Sunday Night Football, and then you lose a close one, probably to some bad head coaching decisions near the very end.
And it's official. Niners win 36-24.
And Debo walks off the field without shaking hands, too. So something's got to change here in Buffalo. You got to get back on the winning track. What that needs to be, I think, needs to be a little bit more of a balanced offensive plan when it comes to things. That defense has got to shore up a little bit. Now, again, this was also against a tough Texans team that has a lot of weapons. Diggs, Collins, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, so.
Collins is out now. He got hurt.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how this continues. Also, the uniforms. What did you guys think? Houston Texans uniforms, dark. They look
ugly.
They look cool
They were okay.
up close, but on a TV broadcast, it just looks black. It's just jet dark navy blue black with some accents. You can barely see it. Doesn't look good on TV. I think it would be a lot better if they had those numbers in that bright blue and they had some red accents on them, but other than that, it did not look good on broadcast at all.
Nope.
So, good win by the Texans, and for the Bills, you guys got to bounce back. Got to bounce back because this looks like a Josh Allen MVP type season.
But a quick question: if the Bills keep on losing right now, Sean McDermott on a hot seat?
Maybe?
A lot of times I
Very well
think
possible.
a lot of times I think when you look at a hot seat, you got to look at it from 2 directions. If you have a team that is trying to vie for an NFL title and thinks that they can, like the Bengals or Bills, if you fire a head coach just to fire a head coach, it's not good because you really want to start building that Super Bowl feeling and that culture. And so it's not good to just fire a guy without having someone that you can go to who you know is going to be better. And right now in the coaching market, it's who's out there? Belichick, is he going to are you going to let him take a job where he has to take the GM position too?
Well, the Bills' window is closing. It's really close to being closed right now.
I think a good thing for the Bills, if they're going to fire McDermott, would be Mike Vrabel. Because he's still available. He's a consultant for the Browns right now. And I think at this point, they probably would like to make him more of a head coach than a consultant because they need every help they can get.
That would be a terrible move, I don't think.
Also, didn't Stefanski win Coach of the Year last year?
Because Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Because Joe Flacco.
And now they're it's
and
such
honestly,
a
over
turnaround.
D'Amico Ryans and other pieces that are
if this doesn't show you, that he did not to say he didn't deserve it, but it wasn't the right guy you picked. Come on. Denver Broncos beat the Raiders. This was a battle of 2 teams that struggle a lot, especially when the Raiders had 2 quarterbacks playing that both threw over 17 times. Minshew, 12 for 17 for 137, one touchdown, 2 picks, 2 sacks, a 74.5 rating. Aiden O'Connell, 10 for 20 for 94 yards and 1 pick, 42.5 rating. Neither of them look great. Their lead rusher was Amir Abdullah, 5 for 42 and a touchdown. Alexander Mattison, 5 for 38, and Gardner Minshew, 2 for 22. 115 total rushing yards for the team. Number 1 receiver for them was Brock Bowers.
Leave me alone!
Brock Bowers, 8 for 97.
Damon.
8 for 97 and a touchdown.
I wasn't really paying attention, I'm not gonna lie.
6 for 72 for Jacoby Myers, 2 for 23 for Alexander Mattison, 2 for 18 for Trey Tucker, 1 for 12 for DJ Turner. For the Broncos, Bo Nix, 19 for 27 for 206, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 3 sacks, and 117.2 rating. A fair performance from him. Not too many incompletions, a good amount of yardage, no picks, only took 3 sacks, a fair day there. Rushing, Javonte Williams, 13 for 61, Jaleel McLaughlin, 6 for 22, Marvin Mims Jr., 1 for 17. Receiving, Javonte Williams, 5 for 50, LaJordan Humphrey, 2 for 48, Cortland Sutton, 2 for 32, Troy Franklin, 1 for 20, and Adam Troutman, 1 for 9, Josh Reynolds, 1 for 9, and everything under that is below 1 reception and 9 yards of receiving. This Denver Broncos defense is looking better and better as the weeks go on. They were shaky to start the season, but now kind of shored that up. And Bo Nix, I feel like, is playing well enough. This isn't Jaden Daniels' performance, but it's also not like Daniel Jones. He's in that middle area where he's performing well enough to get the team the win and making some good decisions. And he looks like a promising young quarterback that can develop well, especially under the offensive mastermind.
An improvement from early this season.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying the Broncos' past defensive coordinator is doing a pretty good job.
Does that Hackett? No,
Jim Leonard.
Leonard. Yeah.
When the Badgers were really good, he was their defensive coordinator.
I mean, the Badgers.
He's just really.
Badgers don't turn out well in the NFL.
Van Ginkel.
Let's rock. Broncos country. Let's rock.
The defensive ones turn out pretty well.
Well, the thing is that with Russell Wilson, he has a Super Bowl. It's just now.
Also Joe Thomas. I will say Joe Thomas. Got to hand it to one of the best tackles in the game. But I mean, the Broncos, they're 3-2. They're 1 spot behind the AFC West top, behind Kansas City. There's still a lot of ability for them to make some moves in the season. They're looking a little bit better. They just need to be more consistent, and they're a young team, and that's the hardest thing to be, is consistent. So I think this is still a rebuilding process that's taking some good steps forward, starting to really forward that process. For the Raiders, I feel like that rebuild process isn't going to start until they get a surefire quarterback, and they can't figure out who that is. I would absolutely love for it to be the Mississippi Mudflap, but
I think that era's already over.
Yeah, 12 for 17, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks.
A lot of fake mustaches in the trash cans in Vegas right now.
Yeah.
I mean, handlebar mustaches. Get it right.
Our RV parking might be at a all-time low in Vegas.
Vegas is still looking for that quarterback.
I mean, Carson Beck. He is a tattooed, pale, pasty white guy. If that doesn't scream Las Vegas, I don't know what does. I don't know what does.
That describes all over white trash America.
I just heard pasty white dude, and my first thought was Mastodon.
You're not tattooed. You're literally talking about yourself.
Yeah,
I'm not tattooed.
Oh yeah, you are. That mustache is totally tattooed on.
What a surprise. Ooh.
Yeah. Again, Kyler Murray can shock you. That little fucker's quick. that guy can move. You guys ever seen what was it? That South Park episode where they're trying to give Cartman the flu shot and he just throws off all his clothes and starts running around the room screaming like a pig.
I think
if that's not if that is not Kyler Murray, I don't know what is. That guy is ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculously fast and can scramble like. I mean, 7 carries, most of which are scrambles. I don't think any of those were design runs for 83 yards and a touchdown. That's only on the ground for him. The other rusher was James Conner, 19 for 86. Kyler Murray, 19 for 30 for passing, 195, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 sack at 79.2 rating. Great day for him. Michael Wilson, 5 for 78. Trey McBride, 6 for 53. Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 for 36. James Conner, 2 for 14. For the Niners, Brock Purdy, not a great day. One of the few bad performances I've seen from him. 19 for 35 for 244, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 2 sacks, a 62.1 rating. Jordan Mason, 14 for 89. Brock Purdy, 4 for 33. Isaac Guerrero, 5 for 22. Deebo Samuel, 3 for 9. That was all rushing, 153 total rush yards there. Brandon Ayuk had a great day, 8 for 147. George Kittle, 8 for 64 and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings, 1 for 13. Deebo Samuel, 1 for 11. Jordan Mason, 1 for 9. I feel like a lot of this with the San Francisco defense just not performing well enough against a Cardinals team that I feel like just doesn't have a ton of weapons. Like, yes, Connor is a threat on the ground, and Kyler Murray is a threat to scramble, but if you close the pocket conformably on him, he's forced to throw the football. And I think it's more dangerous for Kyler to just throw the football than for you to let him start making plays. Because if he starts getting upfield and out of the pocket, that gives more time for receivers to get open. So,
the Cardinals are not a team you sleep on right now.
No,
yes,
not
they're
at all.
2-3.
Agreed.
Yes, they are 2-3 record, but they're gonna give you fits.
Yeah. It's what?
No. Also, I just saw the standings for the NFC West. That's almost tank division. Also, almost. Almost.
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah. All the teams are struggling there, and they're not really living up to their potential. So there's a lot of issue there. But one of them is also LA, who is again still paying for that Super Bowl victory that they bought.
And injured all the hell.
Yeah, Puka and Cup are all injured. Not to mention, I believe Higbee's still out with that ACL injury he suffered in the playoffs last year. But yeah, Arizona, you can't sleep on them, and the Niners, you gotta kind of right the ship here because it's not good at all. Not much else to say there.
No esté bueno.
Stop speeching Portugal.
Packers 24, Rams 19. This was in SoFi. This was a very banged up Rams team, but the Packers were able to pull out the victory. In the second half, they made some good adjustments. Were able to score 14 points to the Rams 6, come back and get the win. Jordan Love still doesn't look good before his injury, compared to, I guess, before his injury. He went 15 for 26 for 224 for 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and 2 sacks, a 95.7 rating. Jacobs continues to carry a lot of the load running the ball, 19 for 73 and a touchdown. Emmanuel Wilson, 6 for 24. Jalen Reed, 2 for 19. And Jordan Love, 3 for 10. Receiving, Tucker Kraft had a 66-yard long just run
Your
down
childhood
the field.
home. Your childhood home is not safe with him.
Now that's why I call it edgy.
Yeah, he watching him run down the field is hilarious because he's just a big dude. He went 4 for 88 and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Reed 4 for 78. Josh Jacobs 1 for 21. They had Tavion Wicks 2 for 20. Malik Heath 2 for 14 and Bo Melton 1 for 12. For the Rams, Stafford 45 pass attempts, 29 for 45 for 260, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 3 sacks, a 78.0 rating. On the ground, the Packers could not stop the run. Kieran Williams, 22 for 102 and a touchdown. Corum also saw 5 carries for 25 yards. 2 to 12, 1 for 7. This Rams running group could go 3 deep. Williams is very good from last year. Corum is a very promising rookie that is basically the record holder for almost everything in Michigan for running. And 2 to 12 is dangerous, especially at the 3rd running back spot. Or is he a wide receiver? I feel like he's a receiver. He's a wide receiver. No, they're doing it with jet sweeps. My bad. Receiving, Jordan Whittington 7 for 89, 2 to 12, 6 for 58. Cody Parkinson 7 for 52. Demarcus Robinson 3 for 28 and a touchdown. Hunter Long 2 for 16. Blake Corum 1 for 8. Xavier Smith 2 for 6, and Kieran Williams 1 for 3. I don't think there's much else to say here besides, the Rams defense is not good, but also their offense is nerfed. No Higbee, no Cup, no Nakua. And that makes things a lot easier for the Packers defense, who still played pretty shit if I'm going to be honest.
McKinney still had a pick.
I mean, yes, but Kieran Williams was like their bread and butter, and he had a
Running over you.
4.6 yard average rushing on 22 carries. That is old school football numbers right there. 22 carries, 102 yards, 4.6 average, 1 touchdown. Not to mention, he also let up 5 rushes for 25 yards from Corum, which is a 5.0 average. Something's got to change in the middle there. Like, I mean, I don't know if you need to put him at middle linebacker, but Van Ness looks big enough that he should be able to stop somebody at the second level.
Should be.
Yeah, so maybe have Van Ness play some, like, roaming outside linebacker that can get some run stops, but, like, that's crazy in the modern NFL to let up that many rushing yards. But, and again, Jordan Love's got to get healthy because he's still not looked good coming back from this ankle injury he suffered in Brazil. And that's not a good sign for a Packers team who is now finding themselves in the 3rd spot in the NFC North. A very
But
competitive NFC North.
do we really want to put Willis back in? Yes, we went 2-0 with him. but
Dare
also-
I say he has looked better than Love this season?
Just because of Love injury, not because of.
Oh,
Love
yeah,
himself,
yeah,
the injury.
yeah. Just because of Love's injury. But also then again,
Right.
if we go back, we talk about the Bills and Texans, would you have subbed Josh Allen out? After his final stats were 9 of 30.
Considering
I would have
Mitchell
subbed.
Trubisky is the one behind him, I mean,
I would.
if I had no choice, I would have to. Yeah.
I mean, Mitch Trubisky isn't that horrible. He's not Tim Boyle.
True.
Mitchell
And
Trubisky
also,
can
you
still
gotta
win
remember,
you a game.
Josh Allen was fucking concussed too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you want to go with someone who wins a game. Now, props to the Packers, they won a game. But also, I feel like the reason they won this game is because, Jair Alexander was guarding the number 1 wide receiver for the Rams, and that wide receiver's name wasn't Puka Nacua or
No.
Cooper Kupp. His name was Tutu Atwell.
Jair wasn't playing.
Oh, Jair wasn't playing.
No.
Ah, there's another reason. So it's Keyshawn Nixon then.
We
Xavier
literally
McKinney's
moved. We
looking good.
literally moved Bullard to a corner. So that
Yeah.
Bullard was playing safety for us.
And Xavier McKinney's looking pretty good.
Yeah,
5 picks, 5 games.
looking good. But again, I mean, I would still as a secondary Packers fan, I think Love needs to get healthy quick.
True.
I think your wife and I would both agree.
Yeah. All right, moving on. What?
How?
Okay, man. Oh yeah. How?
Say what?
Vanilla Vic strikes again. 23 for 34 for 257, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 3 sacks, a 109.6 rating. How do you make Daniel Jones look this good?
I mean,
Like, I
get
know
the
he has
Seahawks
sparks
secondaries-
of it.
I get the Seahawks secondary is kind of beaten up right now, but
I think their defense sucks. Like,
this is the derp. How do you fucking do that?
I think their defense sucks. It's 175 rushing yards, 129 for Tyrone Chasey Jr., 38 for Daniel Jones. Like, Darius Slayton, 8 for 122 and a touchdown. Eric Gray, 3 for 50. Theo Johnson, 5 for 48. Wandale Robinson, 6 for 36. No Malik Neighbors in this either. Like, Seattle's
No Devin
defense.
Singletary.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, he's basically retired at this soul. He's retired at this point. But like Seahawks defense, dude. Like 257 passing yards from Daniel Jones and 175 rushing yards from the New York rushing room without Singletary. What?
Oh, don't forget that blocked field goal.
Yeah. Geno Smith went 28 for 40 for 284 for 1 touchdown, no picks, 7 sacks. I mean, I know it's big, sexy Dexy, but like you gave him 3 sacks as a defensive tackle who weighs how much? 340?
The ghost of Tom Cable is haunting the Seahawks still.
Yeah.
He was the offensive line coach for a while there.
Yeah.
Where the offensive line sucked.
Geno Smith ran for 72 yards. He was their lead rusher. Kenneth Walker, the third, 5 for 19. Why do you not hand him the ball a little more here? Like, I know Dexter Lawrence is a big problem outside. The jet sweep exists. The 16 power exists. You can run away from Dexter Lawrence and Keon Thibodeau. Tyler Lockett, 4 for 75. Kenneth Walker III, 7 for 57. DK Metcalf, 4 for 55. JSN, 4 for 31 and a touchdown. Noah Fant, 3 for 24. Charbonnet, 3 for 19. AJ Barner, 1 for 13. Farrell Brown, 1 for 7. And Jake Bobo, 1 for 3. I'm still appalled how you don't handle business against like a really bad team. It has some bright spots, yes. Neighbors, who didn't play, and Daniel Jones can sometimes look like a decent quarterback once in a blue moon, but like you made Daniel Jones and a New York rushing room look like the Eli Manning Giants in the playoffs. Like, everyone loves to talk about how bad the Cincinnati defense is. Seattle, what the fuck? Like, 1 sack for Jerome Baker, 1 from Derek Hall, and 1 from Tyrell Dodson.
Yeah.
1 pass deflected.
This is off.
1 pass deflected.
They'll be fine. Pretty much an off day for them. They just did not.
But, like, that is crazy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they lost today, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird. So, Seattle, you got to get back on track here, and that defense needs to be fixed. And also, like, you have Kenneth Walker III. Why not run the ball? 11 total rush yards. 4 of those were from Smith, which are probably not designed runs. So, in actuality, 7 designed rushing plays? 7? Out of 40 total passing plays? Not even that. Probably 44, because these were, yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Balance. This game went so late. There was basically monsoon rains in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
There was nobody down at the game.
Yeah, the game started at 9:45. It ended at 1. It ended past 1 in the morning. Dak Prescott became the first quarterback ever to throw 2 interceptions on 2 different days in the same game.
Man. 20-17, the final score. The Cowboys come out with the victory.
The Steelers fans was down.
Steelers fan. They were down at Heinz Field. Take you down to Heinz.
I know it's not called Heinz Field anymore, but we're calling it Heinz Field.
Fuck Axure, whatever the hell they do. Prescott, 29 for 42 for 352 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 2 sacks, 90.6 rating. Rico Dwaddle rushing, 20 for 87. Zeke Elliott, 6 for 17, and Hunter Lepke, 2 for 6. For receiving, Jalen Tolbert, 7 for 87 and a touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 6 for 70. CeeDee Lamb, 5 for 62. Kayvon Turpin, 4 for 50. Rico Dwaddle, 2 for 27 and a touchdown. Brevin Span, 2 for 20. Hunter Lepke, 1 for 18. And Jalen Brooks, 1 for 10. For the Steelers, Justin Fields, 15 for 27 for 131 and 2 touchdowns, 3 sacks, and 93.3 rating. Rushing, Najee Harris, 14 for 42. Justin Fields, 6 for 27. Aaron Skimpkin, Shampkin, 4 for 14, and Jonathan Ward, 2 for 9. Receiving, Najee Harris, 2 for 35, Van Jefferson, 3 for 26, George Pickens, 3 for 26, Connor Hayward, 2 for 23 and a touchdown, Pat Freiermuth, 3 for 22 and a touchdown, Brandon Johnson, 1 for 9, Kevin Austin, 3rd, 1 for 6. Late in the game, the Cowboys were down by, 3?
4.
Or 4, yes. Sorry. They were down 4. Needed a touchdown, and we're basically at the goal line with, I don't know, like 30 seconds left, excuse me. And they handed the ball off to Dwaddle, and he absolutely lost it. And somehow it didn't end up in the Steelers' hands. But right there, the Cowboys almost blew the game away. It was
so close.
They barely beat the Steelers team, which is tough for the Steelers fans out there, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Not much to say here.
So close to great comedy, but
yeah.
It didn't happen.
Basically, it's the Pittsburgh TJ Watts.
Yeah.
I know Caleb Williams didn't have a bad game, but it's the TJ Watts. Come on.
I mean, Fields didn't have a bad game, but like he. Justin Fields. Justin Fields didn't have a bad game, but I think he still played better than Prescott. Prescott threw 2 picks. Fields didn't throw any.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this Cowboys team still has a lot of very big issues. Dak Prescott's not looking as good as he usually is, especially against bad teams.
Mike McCarthy.
That could be it. I also think some of it's on Dak. And then for the Steelers, I mean, it's still just trying to figure out the best option at quarterback and really getting this offense going because they're still sputtering at certain times. Yeah, Najee. Yeah, Najee's not looking as good as he used to be either. Not great. Not great at all. All right. Next up, the last one of that, this is the Monday night game.
Yep.
13-26, the final score. The Saints fall to the Chiefs in
Boring.
Arrowhead. Kind of a boring game. Carr did go out late in the game. He went 18 for 28 for 165, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 sack, and 89.1 rating. On the ground, Kamara 11 for 26. He was their lead rusher, and no one else had more than 2 carries, only 46 total rushing yards. Receiving, Rashid Shaheed 4 for 86 and a touchdown. Kamara 9 for 40. Dwan Johnson 5 for 31. Foster Moreau 2 for 13 touchdown. Chris Olave 2 for 10. For the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes 28 for 39 for 331. No touchdowns, 1 pick, 2 sacks, 86.6 rating. Not a great game, not a horrible game for him. On the ground, though, Kareem Hunt really came back. 27 for 102 and 1 touchdown. Patrick Mahomes 6 for 22 and Carson Steele 5 for 12. Receiving, Juju Smith-Schuster 7 for 130. He had a really breakout game there. Kelsey 9 for 70. McCole Hardman 4 for 33. Noah Gray 2 for 29. Xavier Worthy 3 for 25. P. Ryan 1 for 24. Hunt 1 for 15. And Jody Forston 1 for 5. This was just a better team. The Chiefs balanced very well. They were able to run the ball at the Saints, throw the ball basically wherever they wanted. Mahomes only had 1 pick. Schuster stepped up, next man up mentality. Kelsey is still being very reliable. McCole Hardman had a good game. And it turns out Carson Steele is turning out to be a very good fullback pick for them, a kind of a modern style fullback that's performing very well. Kareem Hunt looks very good. And on the flip side, not having Derek Carr is bad for 2 reasons. One, he's your starting quarterback, and now you're going with Rattler, which who knows how that's going to happen. But also now, the Devontae Adams trades, I feel like, are just kind of starting to wither a little bit because Adams kind of wants to play with Carr. It's the feeling most people have for why he picked the Saints as one positions he wants to be traded to. And now with Carr kind of being on the injury list, you start to have a lot of questions when it comes to that trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again,
Jets
Kwame hit
could,
this on the
the
nose. This was a
Chiefs-
boring trade. Or, sorry, boring game.
Yeah.
A very boring game.
I do have to admit the Chiefs defense is decent to good.
Yeah. Their defensive coordinator,
Spagnuolo,
yeah, does an amazing job. A very, very good defensive coordinator.
off and on. He can be good, but then there's moments where he does some dumb shit.
Yeah, I mean, every
Please tell me Mahomes is nowhere near the MVP race right now.
No, I don't think so, because A, he's a quarterback, and B, his team's 5-0. So, also the only other better quarterback. So if you look at this, like, he has the 2 categories. Your MVP user, your team's got to be good, and you also have to be performing well, and it helps to be a quarterback. So if we just look at the quarterbacks, the other quarterback that's on a 5-0 team is Sam Darnold. He ain't getting that. Then if you look at the other MVP who's playing well, you look at Jaden Daniels. His team is doing well, but not as well as the Chiefs. So now it's starting to become, is it Derrick Henry or is it Patrick Mahomes? And usually whenever it's between a quarterback and a non-quarterback...
Isn't Mahomes ranked like 12th among quarterbacks right now?
Right, but how many people know Mahomes? He is a household name who's just going to get the votes because he's on the Showtime Lakers of football. It's
Stupid.
inevitable.
He's not even playing good.
Yep, I agree. All right. And finally, the game that just concluded Thursday night. Tonight, the Niners come away with the victory against the Seahawks, who made a very valiant attempt at the end to try to win the game, but could not do it. Purdy, 18 for 28 for 3 touchdowns, no picks, and 129.3 rating. Great game from him. I mean, only 10 incompletions. Didn't force the ball anywhere. 3 touchdowns, no sacks, no picks. And a lot of those, he wasn't just sitting in the pocket and they were blocking very well. He had to scramble around sometimes. Amazing job there. Rushing, Isaiah Gorendo, I believe. Guerrero, 10 for 99 yards. He had a 76-yard run. Yeah, 76 yards was that last run he did where he went down at the very end to set up a use check TD. Jordan Mason, 9 for 73. Brock Purdy, 4 for 19. Patrick Taylor Jr., 5 for 16. Deebo Samuel, 4 for 15. They had 228 rush yards. Again, Seattle Seahawks defense. God. San Francisco receiving, Deebo Samuel, 3 for 102 and a touchdown before his apparent departure with some form of injury. Kittle was even taken to the locker room but came back out. He went 5:58 for 2 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk, 2 for 37. Juwan Jennings, 3 for 27. Patrick Taylor Jr., 1 for 12. Kyle Juszczyk, 3 for 10. And Jordan Mason, 1 for 9. For the Seahawks, Geno Smith, 30 for 52 for 312, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 sack, a 65.5 rating. Again, 52 passing attempts is ridiculous. Kenneth Walker III, 14 for 32 and a touchdown. Jacques Charbonnet, 5 for 20. Only 52 total rushing yards. That is less than the top 2 rushers for the Niners. Seattle receiving, Tyler Lockett, 4 for 65 and a touchdown. Noah Fant, 6 for 63. Jackson Smith Njigba, 5 for 53. DK Metcalf, 3 for 48. Kenneth Walker III, 8 for 37. Jake Bobo, 2 for 18. Zach Charbonnet, 1 for 15. And AJ Barner, 1 for 13. The Seattle offense wasn't horrible. They were very, very, I think, average, honestly. 52 passing attempts is ridiculous, and they couldn't run the ball well, but passing they did. When they completed a pass, they performed very well. They had some long touchdowns, some great open receivers. That was all going great. But again, their defense just laying an egg, giving up 225 passing yards and not intercepting and not sacking Brock Purdy. And then also 228 rush yards is abysmal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have to ask, you were down. You just scored a touchdown. Why are you not going for an onside kick with like a minute 30 left in the game?
I don't know.
Again, I was about to say no Pete Carroll. They're not going to make good decisions, but also then Pete Carroll was the one that made the decision to not run the football on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Maybe the Seahawks are doomed to make bad decisions for eternity. As I said it once, said it a million times to the people who think Brock Purdy is not a good quarterback. Read the fucking stats. Like, this is a solid NFL performance from a guy that knows what to do and when to do it and doesn't push the envelope. Geno Smith. And also the next man up mentality from the 49ers has got to be phenomenal. Like, running back room is in shambles. Mason is having some injury issues now. McCaffrey's obviously out. But you got guys like Juszczyk, Samuel, and now Guerrero who's able to take some of the load off and perform very well. Even though Guerrero had that big run, that 76-yard run that, had most of the rush yards for him, he still had the most amount of carries. So guys are shouldering the load, next man up. We got to do this as a team. So they're warding off the injury bug with just some tough-nosed, old-school, next man up mentality. And I got to love to see that from them. So as I said it before, I'll say it again, Seattle defense. Fix it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about this game, or since we're done with the recaps, any other games?
This wasn't a bad Thursday night football game, but not compared to last week of being rude.
Yeah.
No.
This wasn't a typical Thursday night football
This was a 6.5 out of 10 compared to the 10 out of 10 we had last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mambo, who is your MVP of last week's games?
Jeez. I don't know, honestly. There's not really all that. Let me look. There wasn't really any
Daniels looked really good. I mean, Burrow's numbers were amazing. Only 1 pick, 350 plus yards. Almost 400 yards of passing there. Caleb Williams looked very good. Rodgers was horrible. Derrick Henry did run for 92 yards and a touchdown.
Trevor Lawrence and Joe Flacco.
I'm going with Caleb just because.
I mean, honestly, it's fair. It's honestly fair.
That's all right.
20 for 29 for 304 yards and 2 touchdowns. His first,
it's midnight. I'm too tired to argue it.
I don't think there's a point in arguing it. I mean, you could say Jamar Chase, 10 receptions, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, that's another one. But they also didn't.
I mean, I've just got nothing else because, there wasn't really, too many, above all
Like,
performances this week.
Derrick
I mean,
Henry did all right. I'm on St. Brown. I mean, he did good.
Oh, that's right. We already said a big Kirk Cousins last week, even though technically
yes.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins was last week. So, all right. That wraps up that. So now we'll get in some of our other segments. We'll start with gambling your money away with Gorlami.
Not sponsored by a casino.
I will admit it. He apparently won money with what he did last week. So let's see if he does it again.
Don't know how, but I did.
What was the winnings in total?
I put in $5. I won $10.
Hey, doubled your profits.
Oh,
there
he
you go.
He 2x'd his money.
Next
I
time,
don't-
hey, if you can double your
I
money,
don't
put in
spend-
10 grand.
I don't
doubled his money.
look. I do this for fun. I'm not a psycho. Anyways,
right.
where's my fucking sheet here, brother? All right, another Sunday night slate. We got good old Jared Goff at quarterback, playing Dallas. Like, come on, he's got to play good. You expect it. Josh Jacobs at running back, just because I feel like they're going to depend on him a little bit more because Love's not playing the greatest. Tony Pollard, they're playing Indianapolis. There's no way he doesn't do good, right? In theory.
In theory.
Looking at that run defense. Mike Evans, always just a solid pick. D-Hop, I'm just hoping. George Pickens, let's just not talk about it. The man who will burn down your childhood house if you trash talk him.
Now that's why I call it edgy.
Wilson, money.
Well done.
And
Well, sir.
Broncos because I feel like the Chargers are still a little injury ridden.
Probably.
And
They'll
their
get run
defense
on, though.
is playing, and their defense is pretty solid still. Their pass defense, at least.
All right. Those are your gambling picks with Gorlami. Thank you, Gorlami. Now,
Don't be surprised if I lose money.
now on to the Tank Bowl. This music's too long. I kind of realize this.
Okay.
I'm not
No
dancing
dancing?
forward to this.
No, I'm actually feeling tired. Also, fuck you guys for this
Bengals
podcast
need
for
to
thinking
go
upon
on
me.
there.
God damn, I've been a punchy line.
Bengals need to go on.
Browns, you're going to work.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's
this
bad.
up.
Yeah.
Miami also won.
Yep. Tennessee stay because they had a bye. Giants and Broncos go up to batter.
The Jets, they lost.
Stinky. Definitely. Especially now
Wait, I feel
that they're
like if the Giants win up, Patriots got to go down.
Patriots had a
yeah. Stinky. That O line's just Drake May is gonna get killed.
Oh my god, there's a lot.
Drake May.
Yeah.
Panthers lost, but they're still here.
They should definitely be stinky, bro.
Cringe.
Okay, Eagles are out.
Eagles. No, stay
Oh,
at bad because
that
it's a
was
bye
cringe.
week. I'm still pissed. I'm pissed at the Phillies. We're gonna be pissed at the fucking Flyers because I think
I'd
hockey started
say
this week.
Throw in
Yeah, it started on the
I'm
8th.
gonna be more pissed. U-Tree just released the Phillies. Congrats.
I know. I already saw it. Fucking
Anyone you
bullpen.
want to
11 ERA for the fucking bullpen.
For Halloween, I want to do Maston's job. I want to do this. I want to fuck it up so bad.
I'm trying to look to see.
Dude, Seahawks bad. Seahawks bad.
No.
Two straight losses.
because-
Their defense is horrible. Like, if you have the Eagles there, I think the Seahawks have to be there.
Bird. It's a bird.
Bird
Colts.
up.
Bird.
Over the sea. Okay.
Hold on.
Yes.
I would say the Bengals, but they've been keeping everything in a tight game, so I wouldn't say the Bengals.
Their point differential
It's-
6th, which is still crazy.
Yeah. I'm not going to put the Cardinals in there because they beat the 49ers actually last week. So there's that.
Yeah.
And the Raiders are getting close to bad now. If they lose this week, I'll put the Raiders in.
I feel like
All
the
right.
Saints are gonna get close to going in too.
Yeah,
Depends
it's
on
staying
Rattler.
close.
Really depends on Rattler.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't trust him.
Thank you for
Yeah,
that
that's-
and your insight, Mastodon.
yes.
All right. Back to the podcast now. All right. Oh.
Hold on, my auto insurance rate went down. I gotta check it.
What?
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 Don't worry about me. Just don't worry about me.
All right.
Worrying about you.
Here are our scores from last week. Mamba still in the lead. He went an impressive 13-5 this week, and he went, 19-3 last week, you said, Mastodon?
Yeah.
Like, amazing performance from
I'm
him.
cooking, bro.
Nostromambus over here. Next up, K-Duff, 58-34. He went 10-6. Then Mastodon, 56-35, going 11-5. Gorlami, 56-30 or 53-36. He went 9-7. And then me in last, 44-39. I went 8-8.
God, you suck.
Not a
You
good
are
year for me.
trash, bro.
Last year I was the best one. Now I'm like struggling here.
I might
so-
suck
won
at
it last
fantasy, but
year.
at least I don't suck at picks.
I rewatched it. I won it last year. It was between Mamba and I.
I guess I won the
Super Bowl.
first year then.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
let's get this
I
ball
beat
rolling.
Mamba out, and then I won XFL as well.
All right. Oh, wrong one. All right. To start off, we got the Jags and Bears. This is in London.
Oh, Jaguars second home.
It is, but regardless, I think I'm going to take the Bears in this one. I don't like the Jaguars. They barely won against the Colts at home. I'll take the Bears.
By how much?
Oh, right. It's the Bears. I'll keep it close 3.
Okay. I'm gonna go Bears by 7. That's you man.
Bears by 11. Their defense is killing it.
Yeah, they are.
Give me Bears by 6. Went down $10. Holy shit! I'm a good
K-Duff.
driver.
K-Duff.
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 Yeah. Give me Bears by 9.
I think he's more EP than me.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Oh, boy.
K-Duff, wake up.
All right,
Wake
next
up.
game we have the Cardinals and Packers. It's gonna be real tough for the Packers, I think, in this situation because they really have to close the pocket conformly around Kyler Murray. But I do like their offense more. I think, especially with that Jair back, I don't think there's gonna be many issues stopping the Cardinals receiver room, which is not that great. So I'll take the Packers in this one by 5.
Yay.
Give me the Redbirds by 3.
Fuck you, dude.
Of course.
This is actually a tough one because this can be a good game.
Yeah, this is like a coin toss one for.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna trust in James Conner, Arizona by 2.
Ooh.
All right, fuck you too.
This isn't like, oh, Green Bay bad. This is, I think James Conner is gonna be the difference.
In LaFleur, we trust. Give me the Packers by 3.
Give me Cardinals by 6.
Ooh.
All right, Lob, we'll stand alone on this one.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Next up, we have Colts Titans. This is in Nashville. The best win. The best don't lose 2 in a row. Joe Flacco's one of the best. I said it. Oh, wrong guy. I said it. I'll take the Colts by 10 in this one. I think they get the job done against the Titans.
Do I go opposite? Go opposite of.
You could.
That's up to you.
Is Titan still running Mailman?
Most likely.
Yeah.
They haven't said
Either
anything
that,
about him.
either
being-
that or Mason Rudolph.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Rudolph
I'm
that's a
sorry.
backup. Oh.
I cannot trust Dolphins, so give me the Colts by 7.
Colts by 5.
Give me the man old enough to be Anthony Richardson's dad by 10.
So Vanderbilt was able to pull off an upset in Nashville. I don't think the Titans are going to. Give me the Colts by 10.
I was
Yeah.
like, wondering,
Cat.
like,
I don't-
really?
Do the Titans play in Nashville? Or are they in Memphis?
Don't know.
It says Nashville.
Oh, it says now. I'm
Yeah,
stupid.
that was Nashville. Yeah.
Wah, wah. All right.
Nice to know you can read.
People can read.
You
I
can't.
can't.
You know I can't read. Texans, Patriots. Sorry, K-Duff. I'll take Houston in this one by 14.
Are you sorry? I'm a Bucks fan.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Bandwagoner.
Sucky that Tom Brady dick.
I'm going the Cows by 14.
Sorry, Drake May, you're gonna get killed. Houston by 19.
Give me H-Town by 17.
So I was getting a moment's silence for Drake May's career. Give me the Texans by 12.
World's smallest violin for the Patriots.
We get it. You're upset that they ruined your Super Bowl chances back when you had Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb.
And Brian Westbrook and
Back in his mid-30s.
He's gone again. He's gone again.
Oh, there's the
Oh no.
no.
Then you
Man,
have work
it-
tomorrow, my dude.
If someone ever does like a drinking game for this, drink whenever Macedon gets told he's old. Oh my god! By like minute 5.
This episode alone will get you drunk.
I might name this episode "Macedon is old." no, okay.
With our old
Buccaneers,
friend Macedon.
Buccaneers Saints. This is going to be Spencer's Rattler's first game, and he didn't look great at the end of his college career at USC, the real USC, not the Sinners. So I'll take the Bucks by 7 in this one.
Give me the Baker man by 14.
That defense needs to get fixed for Tampa Bay also, but Tampa Bay by 4. Oh god, that was a bad idea.
Give me the man that rips menthol zins by 10.
Give me them Bucks by 8.
Thank you, Lob, for actually having that because I did not know what he was.
Yeah.
Baker
It's a good little
practices with a tin of zins in his pocket.
I think he's a citrus Zin guy. I don't know why, but I think he's a citrus.
No, I
Zin.
feel like it's got to be out of pocket. It's got to be menthol or like coffee. It's got
After
be.
practice, he just sitting in the corner smoking a jewel.
Right.
I'm just thinking of. I'm sorry. When I play Arma, there's a couple people I play with. They talk about Zins. They were like, "Hey, there's a bunch of Zins that the enemy has over there." He's like, "Zins!" He runs over, gets killed.
Speaking about out of pocket, I'll take the Browns to lose by 14.
Okay, I was about to say, you motherfucker.
Mamba.
Yes. Give me the Birds by 14.
I'm a bird. Bird up.
Don't fuck this up, Philly. Don't fuck this up, Philly. Don't fuck this up, Philly. By 10. If they lose, fire Nick Sirianni now.
Give
That's
me
a fair thing.
the Eagles by 9.
Give me the team that threw batteries and ice balls at Santa Claus by 14.
I'm sorry, Santa
Please.
Claus. Santa Claus is heathen towards Odin, the Allfather, actual.
All right, you fucking pagan.
That was a fucking
I
old
don't
joke
give
I was
a
about to rip there, but I went way off.
Well, I mean, if he's still worshiping the old gods, I mean, it fits. So.
I mean, it was Leif Erikson Day yesterday, so.
Yeah. Also,
I broke.
you broke one.
Okay, so Law's busted. So
Also, Odin
You
said
remember-
Also, Odin-
Worshipping the old god is fits. Bro, he just
Also,
called you
Odin-
prehistoric. Prehistoric. Did you have a velociraptor when you went to school? You show and tell with an Archaeopteryx? Holy
also
fuck.
Odin said there'd be no more frost giants. Do you see any frost giants?
Did he tell you that when you were growing up?
I don't know who walks into danger more, Anthony Richardson or Macedon talking about old things. Oh,
Master, don't drink too much. You got the school Viking ship to catch tomorrow.
School Viking ship.
Mama,
We're not laughing at this right now.
All right, where the fuck were we?
I'm too tired to laugh.
All right, Ravens Commanders. It's actually a tough one to call in my opinion. I want the Commanders to win. But I don't trust that Commanders interior D-line against the Ravens, so the Ravens need to run enough. But that's also dependent, are the Ravens actually going to run enough? So in the end, I think they will. I'll take the Ravens by 3. I think it'll be close.
That's too much rum again.
Give me Birds by 7.
Baltimore by 8. Need more rum for tomorrow. God, you fuckers.
Ravens by 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against the grain. Commies by 3.
Fair.
I mean, it's not a bad pick. Like, they're 4-1 for a reason. Like,
yeah, I can see that happening. Oh,
totally. Like, I think, yeah, there's a total possibility here. There's a total possibility. It could go either way. Chargers Broncos, another tough one. Both offenses seem to struggle. Both defenses seem to be doing a little bit better. The Chargers had a bye last week, so I think they're preparing very well, and I trust Harbaugh to prepare them properly for this matchup. And I think they're going to give this Broncos defense fits, especially how they play a little bit differently than most of the other NFL teams, a little more run heavy. So I'll take the Chargers in this one by 5.
Give me Bo Horseman Jackson Nick by 3.
Bo Horse Jack's dick? Is that what you just said?
That was a stretch, and you know it.
I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm tired.
This is nothing against the Chargers, but I think there's still the injuries problem. So Denver by 4. Just
All right.
because of injuries.
No, that's fair.
Give me the Mile High Club by 6.
Give me the San Diego Wolverines by 7.
Chargers.
I know. Like, once you said Wolverines, like, oh, wait, that's right.
All right.
Ann Arbor's still a whore.
Yeah, not yours. Anyway,
Oh, damn. God damn.
Steelers Raiders. Old school matchup between two tough-nosed teams. Mike Tomlin's the better coach. He's got the better team. I think they're going to pull off the victory here. I'll take them by 7.
Give me the Steelers by 14.
The Pittsburgh Watts is going to win by 8.
The resurgence of Justin Fields by 6.
Steelers gonna win by 3.
All Steelers.
Go Super Bowl.
Steelers gonna Super.
Guys got Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh.
TJ Watt.
Next up, Lions.
TJ Watt. Justin Fields.
Lions Cowboys. This is in Texas. I don't think that matters. I think the Lions are going to win this one. I'll take them by 3, and this one will be a little bit close, but I think their defense is going to be a big factor in getting to Dak Prescott. This offensive line for the Cowboys gets a little worse each year. They still have really good players, but I think Hutchinson is going to run amok in the backfield. Prescott does not handle pressure well at all since he's barely ever faced it with those good O-lines. So I think that's going to be the key for the game. The Lions will get the victory in Texas.
Yeah. By how many did you do?
I did
He
3.
said 3.
Give me Kneecaps by 5.
I was going to say that, you bastard.
I'm getting priced as right over here is what's happening.
That's
Yeah,
how it is,
Dan
bro.
Campbell is going to destroy those Mike McCarthy kneecaps by 7.
Maybe next
Give
year
me-
we should... Okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish this out.
Give me the Amon-Ra's by 9.
I get it. I don't get it.
How about them Lions by 13?
What if next year we record how people finished in this, and then whoever wins this year has to go first next year?
Oh,
So like, if it ends up like this, then when we would do predictions, it would be Mamba first, then K-Duff, then Macedon, then Gorlami, then me. Maybe.
okay. So
I
I
don't
have
know.
to change. So I have to change. So it's just a matter of how I have it listed in the notepad.
Basically, yeah.
But I don't like change.
You still write on a notepad?
Just to
Dude,
save it.
Notepad's
Notepad's fine.
a fuck.
I got the quill and ink already. You might as
You
well.
probably wrote the
No.
code for it.
Are you using Notepad or Notepad plus plus?
Oh man. Oh man, I'm on a
No.
roll.
No.
Zing, 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 zing.
Notepad,
No.
Notepad on personal computer, Notepad plus for work.
Bro's probably writing this
Yeah.
into the mainframe.
With quill and ink.
Motherfucker- Or
With
he uses
quill and-
AS400, bro.
Are you like using like Windows 95 or something?
That's not even that old. That's not even
No, he's
that
on the
old.
Apple II.
I was like 3 when it is.
Oh man.
No, you weren't.
He's
Yes, I
using,
was. What do you think Windows 95?
He
95.
sorry, he meant 33. Anyway,
he was the MS DOS user.
okay, leave the poor man alone. He's drank enough already. He's getting beat up. His Hokies suck. Give him a break.
Let's not give him cirrhosis before this recording
I'm
ends.
glad they destroyed Stanford because fuck California.
I mean, anyone could beat Stanford. Purdue might be able to beat Stanford. Anyway, Falcons, Panthers. Falcons by 14. Not much needs to be said there. Big Kirko wake up's dripping.
Yo, let me get that big swag. Kirko dripping by 21.
Atlanta by 22.
Just because I want to see Big Kirko do swag surfing again, give me the Falcons by 14.
Can you smell what Big Kirko is cooking? Falcons by 17.
I got you for 3 minutes of me time. Oh yeah, Cincinnati. The Bengals are gonna go into East Rutherford, New Jersey. Oh yeah, and they're gonna destroy the Giants by 21 total points. Give me Joe Burrow, Chase, Higgins, and the Bengals to win the game. Oh yeah. That hurt my blood pressure.
That was
actually really good.
That was impressive. I will admit that.
All right,
Very
Mamba,
nice.
your turn.
Give me Jesus Christ, Lop. Give me Bengals buys. What's
how
wild
much?
is 7. They're playing
Okay.
MetLife at night, Sunday Night Football, and then they're playing MetLife Monday night.
Yeah.
I mean,
overtime
it's
for those
not that-
workers.
Quick turnaround, huh?
I mean, I don't think the field. Do they repaint it from like the Giants logo to the Jets logo? I thought it was just the NFL
Yeah,
I think
logo.
this is like interchangeable turf. Actually, I've seen videos on like how they do that.
They
Yeah.
changed it.
So it's easier. So it's easier than going from basketball stadium to hockey and then back to basketball.
Exactly.
The derp is gonna lose. The derp gonna lose by 15.
The Bengals are gonna win by 6.
What?
That's the bottom line.
What?
Because Stone Cold said so.
What?
Let me talk to you. Them Bengals and that Cody Rhodes wannabe Joe Burrow, they're gonna walk all over the Giants. That's with everybody saying NY sucks. Yeah.
How
By
much?
16.
Okay.
By 16. We're getting a little wild tonight.
We're
aren't
getting a
we?
little wild.
I
Two
think
more
they're
to
my second
predict.
You know what the worst part is?
What?
I'm sober.
Oh,
Same.
Bills
I'd only drink
Jets.
one here.
Yeah, you
Josh
know it's a
Allen-
fucked episode when Mastodon is a drunk.
Josh Allen has to play better than he did last week, and I think he will. They've had 2 straight losses. There's a sense of urgency in that locker room and with that team, and the Jets still look horrible. They have a brand new head coach. Might be some Saturday magic there, but also they didn't hire Jeff Saturday, so fuck them. I'll take the Buffalo Bills by 4.
Give me 9/11, man.
Oh, man. Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Man, I
I
would
know
do
what
it.
you
7.
Fucking, you fuck. Oh,
You're gonna win both ways on that one. What do you mean?
Like gaming, oh yeah, to the South Tower, oh
Oh
yeah.
my god.
That's why I said man.
Did you
Josh-
really do Randy Savage 9/11 joke?
I did. I'm getting a little tired myself.
I think Buffalo's gonna win, even if Josh Allen's still in the concussion protocol, because those smelling salts only do so much by 5.
Muzzy,
still
my
fucking
beloved.
stupid.
Give me the Bills by 6. You better be feeling better, and I better get a special bit in the next video.
Come on, my video was not that bad.
No, I'm just saying, I want a special
Bills
bit.
Mafia taking over New York City by 3.
See, the difference between your videos and Muzzy's is like Muzzy has like a story behind in a way of like the same theme.
Mine was done at like
Yours is
4 a.m. and it was just like, fuck you, video.
Yours is just random funny shit.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Broncos.
I mean, random humor is right up my alley, so yeah, it's fine.
Broncos Saints. I do not trust Spencer Rattler against this Broncos defense. Therefore, I'll take the Broncos by 5.
Well, I haven't even seen Spencer Rattler at the professional level yet, so
True. This is a bit of a limb, but still, that defense is nice.
Fair point.
How long is Carr out for?
So, at least a few weeks. It's an oblique injury, so
Oblique. Ooh, okay, then give me Bohorse Jackman by 3.
Horse Jackman.
Denver by 4. I wonder if
Hmm.
Sean Payne's gonna have Bounty Gate on his prior team.
That's a good question.
Give me the John Elways by 9. Back in Macedon's childhood.
Oh, God. Oh, I felt it coming. Oh,
I'm trying to think of
jeez.
something clever, but
No, fuck you. This is the second straight week on a Thursday night game that we're predicting.
yeah. I'm trying to think of something clever, but yeah, just give me the horse jack me offs by.
I'm gonna get kicked
6.
off the podcast for too many old jokes to Mastodon.
We all are if that's the grounds to get fired.
Oh.
I'm going. Go for tonight.
Bye,
Oh,
Mastodon.
And that's Masson signing off. How about we do the same because it is 12:30 in the fucking morning.
It's well past his bedtime.
Oh, all right.
Except for the early bird special tomorrow.
Swear to God, if he heard me, he flips me off.
He's got the headphones off. Of course, didn't hear you.
Anyway,
Yes, I heard you.
He'll hear it when it comes out.
thank you for watching this episode of Football Stooges. We hope you enjoyed all of the old jokes that were made time and time and time again. And when you thought they were done, they were made again. And then there was a apparently really impressive impersonation of who even is that guy? The
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, Macho Man Randy. I couldn't remember.
Steve Austin. There's some L.A. Night. All the eras.
Yeah.
Got
Anyway,
a little Stone Cold in there.
Little Stone Cold, like a beer. What? 2 beers. What? 3 beers. What? Hell yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching Football Stooges. Make sure you like the video, comment a question if you want us to answer at any point, and enjoy football while it lasts. Because for myself, for Mastodon, for Mamba, for KDF, and for Gorlami, thank you for watching the show. Enjoy it. Enjoy football. Enjoy college football. It was a blast last week. We'll see what this week has entail. Oregon, Ohio State's going to be incredible. And most importantly, run the damn ball. Have a good night.
And don't forget about the fullback.
Yeah.